everyone. Welcome to the annual ACE Invitational Tournament AAIT presented by Mobile Legend Bang Bang. Yes, today is the day. Today is the final day. The electrifying matches between two giants, the Nepali giant Fate versus the Bangladeshi top team. Even they're the best in the region. Crisis REQUITAL. They're about to clash in the land of Dawn against another good team, the regional champion, even one of the best team in Nepal, that is Fate versus Crisis REQUITAL. And one more thing that I would like to mention is it's an international tournament where five different teams from several countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka is about to participate in the land of Dawn. Yes, I'm so excited. How about you, Sam? Are you excited? Because it's a grand final running in the land of Dawn between the two giants, the two best team, Crisis REQUITAL, the top team from Bangladesh versus the Nepali top team, Fate. What you gonna say about that?
I am so very excited for this match because the fact that Crisis REQUITAL were matched up against Fate in the previous days, and Fate actually lost, and they had to, fight it back in the lower bracket, and they made it up in the upper bracket once again in the grand finals, and it's so excited that they're facing the same opponent again, and I just want to see how they do it this time, because last time we saw that Fate were quite lagging behind. I think it was a 3-0 incoming from the Crisis REQUITAL there. So this time I just want to see what Fate and Crisis REQUITAL brings us to this game in grand finale of annual ACE Invitational Tournament.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm having goosebumps right now, and words cannot do this justice. You know what? Only the in-game playing and the whole plan will matter in this game. How Crisis REQUITAL managed to get the victory, or Fate last time they lost against Crisis REQUITAL, as you mentioned earlier, 3-0 in a row. But I'm hoping they will figure out a way to get the victory against the mighty Crisis REQUITAL, the top team from Bangladesh. They're in the top in chart. Even I would like to say a couple of words for the Fate team. Sama, pretty well this team, Fate, they're the top Nepali team. You could say more. You could discuss with me. Even you can give more information about Fate. But as a witness, as I saw in this tournament, Dawadi is quite impressive and too good with his roaming ability. Even the Lunatic Panda, the main jungler and the core player of the Fate side. Even we also witnessed a couple of outstanding gameplay from Wolf, and he's used to play the goal winner from the side of Fate. So I'm expecting a little bit more in this match, as they suffered against the Crisis REQUITAL in a couple of games. So I think they will figure out how to manage to get a victory against the Crisis REQUITAL. And I would like to say again, just say something about the whole Fate team, because you were from Nepal and you know Fate very well.
Yes, indeed, because I definitely have seen them in so many tournaments before that had been held in Nepal, and I know some of the players. And no, I don't know all of the players that well, but some of the players I think I'm pretty, I'm in touch with them, and I think they're, absolutely amazing overall. If we look at the team composition and how they play, they're good with rotation, and as you said, Dawadi is, one of the best roamers I've seen in Nepal so far, and especially with that Matilda, and we could see in the previous tournaments as well how he impacted the game overall, even being a tank. And Lunatic Panda, we know the core from the side of Team Fate here. He is pretty good as well. We've seen him, in the hyper role. I mean, he is the hyper of the team, and yeah, he is good with that retribution. He makes some great outplay sometimes, which is very interesting to witness. And Roberto being an EXP laner, last time we saw that he quite lagged behind with that Uranus pick, which also was somehow responsible for Fate losing that game because that pick just didn't work out. But Robert overall, I think he is a great EXP laner. He's always good with initiation, laning, and everything. And Menma, obviously, we all know Menma. He is one of the, again, the good mages. Okay, the best mage in Nepal. As far as I've witnessed, he's really good. So yes, he was. I think we witnessed his Selena in the lower bracket matches, and he was pretty good with those, abyssal arrows and all. So yeah, overall that is for Menma. And Wolf. He is, how Wolf is. I mean, he is the goal laner from the team. Obviously, has a lot of responsibility on his shoulder because being a late game carrier, he does have one of the major roles, especially for getting the team to victory. So I think that is all for Team Fade. As far as I know, so we're just hoping, that they do good as well as Team Crisis REQUITAL because we just, witnessed the dominance coming in from Crisis REQUITAL, a couple of days ago. So, yeah.
Yes, definitely. I'm totally agreeing with you because I was with you in those matches. Like, I also witnessed how good they are, like the whole Fate team. And if we talk about the whole CR section, and then you also saw how good Sorian is with his golden ability. Like in the last matches, he got Maniac, even 3 MVPs in a row. Then, and even Wizard, how good he was in the early couple of matches, like in the previous games with his Masha. Even like Yuzhong, even we witnessed a couple of outstanding EXP lane performance from his side. So right now we are just directly moving on and merging to the drafting section, Sama. So as we can see from the Fate side, they're in the blue side, the left corner, and the red corner taken by Crisis REQUITAL, and from the Crisis side, the Bandit Kaja here, and in the other side, the Fate, they realize how dangerous Wizard could be with Masha. And we were talking about Masha. Yeah. You see that they just ban Masha without no reason. And usually we could say it's a very good ban because if you can handle the domination, then it's completely fine. You just put it in the ban section, then go ahead. And also in the meantime, first a ban from the Fate side here, and Leslie, as well as the ban from CR, and they also realize how dangerous Wolf could be if he managed to get that Leslie, obviously.
Yes, indeed. Both of the both of the teams actually banning like opponents. What they say.
Okay, so now Dawadi is planning to ban here. So 2 seconds remaining, and the Murtis ban for Dawadi, which is also a very good ban. We usually used to say every time Zain, like, we know Martis got a couple of nerfs, but still the damage of Martis, even the early potential of Martis, is still, too hard to take and intolerable damage in the early couple of minutes, like around 12 or 11 minutes. So it's better to put him in the ban section. What you gonna say, Zain? Like, as you can see, 6 ban almost done from each side, like 3 ban from each side, like 6 ban total from each side. So what you gonna say about this ban?
You should. Well, Martis ban is quite necessary, and we have seen that in the previous matches as well. Because of Martis' skill Mortal Coil, he can actually stay immune for against any type of CC skill coming from the opponent. So yeah, and for now, let's talk about Fredrin here, and we have Fredrin with Retribution. So yes, Lunatic Panda going here with Retribution on Fredrin, and I think we have seen this already from Fate's side, and Fredrin is actually quite annoying, especially with that Retribution. And I think we're gonna see Sicilian and Beatrix here. Oh yes, finally they have locked CR. Beatrix has been so good. Soren, we have seen how good he has been in melting all those techie heroes as well. So yeah, so far so good, Sama.
Indeed, so far so good. And I think, the 2 pick that has been secured from the side of Team Crisis REQUITAL is pretty strong. But again, from the side of Team Fate, we can see that Minma will be on that Lilia, whereas Dawa D on his comfort pick, Matilda. We've seen Dawa D on Matilda before. So what do you have to say about it so far, Waqar? You know, the 3 picks has been picked from the Fate. They have the 3 main heroes, which is like they have the jungler, they have the roamer, they have the mage. So what are your views on, you know, how Fate might do with those heroes in the game in compared to Sicilian and Matrix? Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what, Sama, like the Fate side seems they will try their best. Like the pick they have picked right now, even we know Dowdy is quite good with Matilda, even Menma with Lilia, you know, and we also saw a couple of games Menma played Lilia, and we also witnessed how good he is with Menma, with Lilia, sorry, and we all know Lilia is a very good hero against those melee opponent. Like whenever you try to get close to Lilia, then you will literally get burst out with her early burst damage, and like until you made a Radiant Armor, like you know, Lilia is a complete threat for you. So directly, I'm just moving on to the CR section. Hercules just picked Estes as a roamer from their side, and you know Estes as a pure late gamer that I would say, like not because of his damage, like the late game healing capability, like with an Oracle, is all enough to fill the whole HP bar. And from the 4th ban from the CR side, they banned a REQUITAL here because they didn't take any marksman yet, so better ban a marksman, which was a quite intelligent ban that I would say. So let's see what will be the last ban from the side of Crisis REQUITAL, and definitely they will try to ban a marksman one more time. Like they could ban a Claude here, even you know. They could ban not unlike plenty of options they got in their hands. So I'm just so excited to see which hero or which role CR's Wizard is going to ban right now, because 18 seconds remaining. So I'm just putting a question to Zain. So what is the ban gonna be, Zain? What do you think?
I think it's gonna be a tank or XP leader, because so far Juggler has been picked from the side of Fate here. So yeah, XP laner, like you can see, Leomord has been banned, and I believe they might go for Akai. Akai ban is also already there. So yeah, another Akai, tank ban or XP laner ban, because as you can see in the draft so far, they have picked a mage, a roamer, and a jungler as well from the Fate side, and from the CR side, you can actually see Sicilian there and Beatrix as a marksman, and then we have a roamer as Tess. So definitely they are gonna ban XP laner or a tank there. And I would like to talk about the draft so far. I mean, Estes is good, but you have to keep in mind that your positioning must be super accurate. But if you ever get caught up alone, you are dead, and there is no chance for you to actually escape, especially with that Fredrin and Lilia there, because they can actually slow you down, and with that taunt coming from Fredrin, it is so hard to actually escape them. And then there is Dawadi with that Matilda, and you know how good Matilda is and how well they have used Matilda so far, especially in the previous match against Vince Dynasty. They were super amazing with that Matilda. I mean, they actually used her with great synergy, and especially with that skill where you can actually fly off to a specific location. It helps your allies to escape, or get near to the enemy. And we have Basia this time from the side of CR here with that retribution, and this is gonna be a very tricky draft here coming from the side of CR Sama.
Indeed. I mean, we haven't seen Bakshi. I think we've witnessed it one time, but this time we're going to see Bakshi at jungle from the side of Team Crisis REQUITAL on that win, whereas it is a double pick situation for Team Fate here. They still need a gold laner as well as a good EXP laner, for a fact that Lunatic Panda will be on hyper for Frednin. So they are spamming on a couple of heroes. It could be Terizla, could be Yuzong, but they're going to lock into, Yuzong at the end of the day. So I think Fate definitely has their drafts completed, done, as well as the pick face. So you guys can comment down in the comment box what you think about the drafts of both the teams. Now this will be the last pick coming in from the side of Team Crisis REQUITAL. They have their mage, they have their gold laner. Now they just need a good EXP laner, and they actually locked into a sort of like popular hero in AAIT tournament so far, and it's gonna be Esmeralda for the last pick of the Team Crisis REQUITAL here. And Waqar, it's done. The draft is done for the finals. First game of AAIT. First game of the finals of AAIT tournament. So what are your thoughts about the draft?
Yes, the draft is quite good. The draft seems quite good from my side also. And yes, the most electrifying match in the land of Dawn. The final is running on the wild. And that is Crisis REQUITAL from Bangladesh and Fate from Nepal, the top Nepali team. And yes, the picking and the whole lineup is very good and quite tricky here. And this time, Fate seems they're just quite confident in this game. Like Dawadi, he got his Matilda here, Evan Pedro in Hyper, which seems pretty good to me. Well, so let's see which team has the last lap from Scaredyet. I'm here, Waqar Mehmood, Sama is here, Zain is here to rock you guys and create a hype situation. So in-game live action, I'm just directly moving on to Zain. And before moving to Zain, one more thing that I would like to say, if you are supporting Sia, then hashtag Sia, and don't forget which country you're from and which country you're watching from. And if you're supporting Fate from Nepal, then don't forget to mention it that we're from Nepal, and just keep supporting, keep sharing the stream. AAIT, the annual ACE Invitational Tournament, the grand final running on in the land of Dawn.
Yes, the guys keep supporting your team, and Marcia actually stole the red buff there if you actually saw that on the map. But we already have first blood on this bottom lane here, XP lane here, and Esmeralda was taken down early. So it seems like early advantage coming to the side of Fate here. They already took the red buff, orange buff there, and now they also have this first blood, and it seems like everyone is gathering there from the side of CR, and they might actually go for a gank, counter gank maybe. Dawa is there actually trying to give some vision there to his allies, and so they cannot be ganked there on the top lane. But so far nothing much is happening. We are still 20 minutes into the we are gonna see Turtle in almost 15 seconds now. Yeah, so let's see what's gonna happen. And Sama, I would like to ask you about the draft here. I mean, they both have a good draft, a very tricky draft, especially with that Basi over there, because they have Estes and they have Basi as well. So what are your expectations from both teams?
My expectations will be answered later, but here we can see that Menma was actually, caught out there, but he will be able to escape for now. He actually burned that flicker out, but she didn't obviously had her black shoes yet, therefore she had to use flicker to escape from the situation here. But the turtle will be taken down from the side of Fate, whereas Bakshia getting completely, squished and melted in between those members from the side of Fate. And yes, there was a good one incoming from the side of Fate, being able to secure turtle as well as taking down the hyper from the side of opponent. I mean, under 2 minutes, I think they're having, that momentum of the game which favors their side. So I think so far they're doing a good. But obviously, Team REQUITAL has, very good late game potential. So I think anything could happen. I'm just rooting for both of the teams, Zain. That's what I would like to say. But yeah, Waqar, moving on, what do you have to say about both roamer just taking onto this gold lane, trying to get their marksman farmed as fast as possible?
Well, yes, exactly. And also the Fedrin is here, and there's a circling eagle, and Logic Panda is just trying to get that Estes away. But look at the healing from that Estes. This early game running on in the land of Dawn, and there's a couple of bad impact from Ace here, but Menma is also there to cover them up, and there's a tortoise quizzes from Basha here. X-Wing is trying to get a kill here. Will he manage to get a kill? But Matilda Dawadi is just trying to do his job, like the stashing out from the core, and there is a kill from Sorian. Just managed to secure the kill of the Pedrin, and that was a crucial kill. whenever you secure a jungler kill, it's too much. Like it carries lots of benefits. Like every time, whenever you manage to kill a jungler carries a heavy amount of gold with 2 buffs, and there is falling star moon from Esmeralda, and this time Ace managed to secure a kill, and that was a Lilia's kill. There's a fight going Nabiru's passion from Soarin here, and Wolf seems he's down with his HP, but he will try to. Oh my goodness! Look at the runner, Apollo. Look at the aim from Soarin, and that was totally eye-dazzling to see. That was a perfect aim. What was that, Zain? And in the meantime, the second turtle secured by X-Wing this time. The first turtle went to the side of the Fate side, but the second turtle, they didn't hesitate and didn't make any mistake to take the second turtle. And I guess X-Wing will try to corner Dawa D here, but let's see. Will this fight go on? And in the meantime, Soren just trying to dig some gold from the top lane here. Turtles pushes from X-Wing. Are we about to see a fight? Dawa with a circling eagle, and there's also a black shoe performed by Lilia here. The whole team, the CR team, the 4-member is in the top, and they finally realized the threat, and they wisely escaped. And that was a very good decision. What you gonna say, Zain?
Oh my goodness, the fight is still going on. I thought that they might go into that turret and dive there, but they had to disengage because all the members from Fate actually went to the top lane to actually defend that top turret, because as you can see, the gold from that top turret has all been taken so far, and they also took some HP out of it. So yeah, but let's talk about the draft. I mean, if you look at the draft from Fate, it is good, but you have to keep in mind that for in the late game, CR will be dominating a lot, especially with that Estes, and Sicilian is there as well, and Soren with that Beatrix. I mean, the damage from CR will be too high to actually, be sustained from the side of Fate. So, yeah, it's gonna be a bit difficult after the mid lane for the side of Fate. So far, they are actually trying really hard, but the pressure is coming again on Fate once more, and it seems like Basia is trying to snowball as much as he can, and oh my god, the Beatrix. I mean, the damage from Beatrix is good from, from the early form that she actually got, and I think she already has some items. Sama, would you like to talk about the items right now?
Yeah, sure. I mean, of course, Beatrix already has her, Blade of Despair, which will definitely enhance her, damage so much. It's definitely the most damage-dealing item here, but we can see another fight initiation coming in from Team Fate here. Roberto diving in right away. The Bruce Passion will be burned out. Blessing of the Moonlight Goddess making Team REQUITAL survive for a while, but Sorin will be able to get a kill here. Wizard with a perfect rotation incoming. 2 of the members from Fate, very less HP left on both of the team, but this time I think they will be able to survive, and 3 of the members being taken down from the side of Team Fate in that gank. Oh my god, Waqar, what was that?
Well, that was a perfect gank. They just keep winning the early trades yet, and in the meantime, Sorin managed to take the top lanes, TR1, and they will definitely try to get the mid lane also in the meantime. And yes, the mid lanes are also secured by the whole CR side. Even, they just keep focusing on the objective, and that is what we usually used to see whenever it's all about CR's gameplay. And not only they focus on the objective, but also they focus on the kills, like the team balancer, the rotation of CR, even the way they're rotating, especially their mage, the ace. And in the meantime, there is no time for discussion here. And also the bot lane's tower destroyed by the same time, and there's an Abiru's Passion X-Wing. Oh my goodness, look at the heal of this Estes. X-Wing was just suffering in that moment, but Estes out of nowhere just provide the heal, and there's a Black Dragon from Newzone. Wizard is also here, and Roberto will try to make a team fight, but actually it will be not a good decision, because your whole team is running out of gold. Even you guys are quite behind in the whole gold, even the item lineup, so as you were asking, Sama, like the whole situation running on between these two teams, then what else you could expect? Like, as I can say right now, that trade is going to favor of CR side, and definitely they will try to take the first Lord here. And if you have a look on the kills difference between these two teams, 3 kills lead. Even the goal difference is a 3k goal difference between these two teams, and there's a fight going on. Black shoes burn out from Lilia here, but no escaping from today. No escape for today. He has got caught again by the hand of Ace, and they just lost one member, the crucial member, the mage, the damage dealer. And in the meantime, Crisis Requital will try, and this is not only a try, they will take the Lord here, and the first Lord goes to the side of Team Crisis Requital.
Yes, exactly. And let's talk about the macro skills coming from the side of Crisis Requital here. I mean, did you see how good they were when they pushed the top lane turret? They went straight to the mid lane to actually push it, and with the help of Beatrix, they were able to push that turret, and then they went straight to the bot turret, and they actually were able to push that bot lane turret as well. And now another fight. Are we gonna see another fight here? No, I think Fate knows that the Lord is coming, and they will not be in. They are not in such a good position here to take a fight right now, and they have to defend at all cost. There will be a lot of pressure here, especially Sicilian has a good amount of damage now, and Pasha, they're continuously trying to poke, zoning down the members of Fate here, and once again you can see quite easily the red was taken down, and Juzong might be able to use his Black Dragon form right now. He will try to zone down the members once the Lord has arrived. Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh yes, the Black Dragon has popped from the side of Fate here, and let's see what's gonna happen. They are trying to take down the Lord as fast as they can. Good amount of damage on that Lord, so it will be taken down. And from the mid lane once again, the damage from Beatrix is quite high, and it seems like Fate will have to retreat this time once again.
Indeed, and actually, Team Crisis Requital managed to get a good, utilization of the Lord by managing to take down some towers there, especially from bottom lane. I think the tower was gone. So in current scenarios, just 11 minutes inside the game, and it definitely seems like Team Crisis Requital does have the upper hand in the game. They have that control over the map, and also in terms of draft, I think they outdrafted Fate here, because mid to late game, as you mentioned, Zain, they definitely have the advantage, with that damage and the sustain as well, because the frontliners are pretty good, which is Esmeralda and Baksha, who will be definitely assisted by Estes, and both are tanky, and with that Estes they will be ever tankier, and they will be able to sustain so much damage from the side of Team Fate, and the backline, obviously Sorin and Ace, will be able to inflict the damage as the frontliners are taking and doing their job. So I think overall, Team Crisis Requital definitely are ahead in this game, but let's see how, Fate manages to get themselves back in the game, what kind of strategy they use to, change the situation of the game. So Waqar, what are the chances of Fate actually being able to, snowball this? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm just being optimistic here, Sama. They had a chance. Look at that picking up the sort of Fate. They also have the late game potential. And I guess we'll get no chance to discuss. And there's a little bit touch on the Lord, and also Lunatic Panda and X-Wing is also here to the Lord. And X-Wing is just keep poking to the Lord. Almost took 40% of the Lord HP, and we might see a fight here. Dawadi is here. Clean is here. Look at the bad impact damage. And the whole team, the Fate, will try to escape, because already Dawadi, the damage taker, is already out of HP. And Yuzong, Roberto in the main air, just died by the hand of Sorin. Oh my goodness. 3 down in a row, about to get 4 kills here. And there is a pull from the Sicilian second skin. And look at the sniping ability of Sorin. And oh my goodness. You know what, Sama? You just asked me a question, and it seems like the whole Crisis Requital team will not discuss that matter, because they're already taking the Lord, and they will take the Lord here. So yes, I'm just directly moving on to your question one more time. As you asked me, is there any chance, or will they manage to capitalize in this game and give a trump card to Crisis Requital? Well, I would say, Sama, look at the whole lineup of the Fate side. They have the Clint here, obviously the late game core, even the Fedrin is also good, like the shield that he has. So definitely they also have the late game potential. So yes, there will be a chance for that. Even they got the Menma here, against those melee heroes like Basha, even Esmeralda. With a divine glyph, even ANOD, Necklace of Durance will work fine against Esmeralda. So yes, they will have a chance if they properly utilize their whole pickings. Even if they manage to make it late. And you know what, Sama, it's like quite hard to say. If we talk about late game, then always CR had the best advantage unlike the Sicilian.
Yes, exactly. And once again, we can see that Lord is still not there, but the pressure and the damage is there, and they have taken down that mid lane Nexus tower. So it's gonna be hard for Fate to actually defend this time. It seems like that. Even though Lilia is trying to go down all the members, here comes. Oh my goodness! With that damage, I mean, melting Yuzong in that Black Dragon form, and it seems like they might go down one by one. And here comes Black Shoes from Lilia here, trying to evade, but it won't be enough. And the first game goes to the side of Crisis REQUITAL here, guys. I mean, it was quite obvious from the draft as we saw how good they actually drafted this time, and it was very smart draft. They got the Beatrix, they got Sicilian on their first picks, and then we saw Esmeralda, a very tanky hero, also with that damage, and then Basti as well. We had Estes from the side of Crisis REQUITAL as well, and with the heal of Estes, I mean, Fate, it was so hard for Fate to actually take down the members of Crisis REQUITAL because of that healing ability. So yeah, I mean, overall a good game from side of Crisis REQUITAL, and Fate, I would say they'll have to work on their draft for the next game. And so far so good. Sama, I would like you to actually describe all the items and builds about this match.
Well, yes. First initial minutes actually, like, they seem to be in the same page. But as we were predicting, that in late game, mid to late game, it definitely seemed like Team Crisis might have the upper hand, and they did actually. In terms of item, we could see how fast Soren was getting farmed because she got that initial double kill or 2 kills in the early game. So she already had her Blade of Despair in the very early initial minutes. So that definitely made Beatrix, have so much damage to actually, melt down the teammates from the side of Team Fate here. Baxia definitely has that Cursed Helmet, Guardian Helmet, and Dominance Eyes, that typical item that you build for Baxia. And Ace, obviously, with those items, Divine Glaive, Lightning Turgeon, and the Clock of Destiny. And also, he definitely had those stack up. So he was indeed dealing so much damage. We could see how Fate were not even, they were not able to stand in their own base because the range and the damage from Sicilian one was actually melting all of them. And Esmeralda was good with initiation on the typical items for Esmeralda, Oracle, Dominance Eyes, and definitely Estes with the similar items. And yes, I think overall Team Crisis REQUITAL did a really good job with drafting and the item picking thing as well. And whereas from the side of Fate, we can see that all of the Fate members were lagging behind later in the mid game. They were having trouble making their items as they were not getting sufficient farm. And yes, you can take a look at the medals. MVP is gonna be Soren, and then Fate, Lunatic Panda didn't actually got to perform that well. He was lagging from the very early games. 0-4-2 KDA here, and Dawadi actually on MVP with 0-0-2. So moving ahead without any delay, I would like to ask Waqar to actually see how the data section is here.
So we're just moving on to the data section from the winning side. As you guys can see, the most damage dealt by obviously the Beatrix 36%, and in the meantime, the most teamfight participation provided by their Roamer, and in the meantime also Sorin, Estes 92%, and in the meantime Sorin also 92%. And from the losing side here, from the side of Fate, the most teamfight participation, that dealt by Roberto, who was a EXP laner with Yuzhong, 100%. Oh my god, that is too good. And in the meantime, the most hero damage dealt by their Lilia, obviously Menma, 39%, and that was also huge. So that's all for the first game between the two giant Fate versus Crisis REQUITAL, the team from Bangladesh, the team from Nepal. So we'll be right back in the next game. Let's see, will Fate manage to take over in the next game, or we're about to see another dominance from the side of Crisis REQUITAL? Don't go anywhere. Keep supporting. We'll be right back in a minute. Grand final running on in the land of Dawn.
Yes, the guys keep supporting your team, and Marcia actually stole the red buff there if you actually saw that on the map. But we already have first blood on this bottom lane here.
He answered later, but here we can see that Menma was actually, caught out there, but he will be able to escape for now. He actually burned that flicker out, but she didn't obviously had her black shoes yet, therefore she had to use flicker to escape from the situation here. But the turtle will be taken down from the side of Fate, whereas Bakshia getting complete their marksman farmed as fast as possible.
Well, yes, exactly, and also the Fedrin is here, and there's a circling eagle, and Logic Panda is just trying to get that Estes away, but look at the healing from that Estes. This early game running on in the land of Dawn, and there's a couple of bad impact from Ace here. There to cover them up, and there's a tortoise quizzes from Basha here. X-Wing is trying to get a kill here. Will he manage to get a kill? But Matilda Dawadi is just trying to do his job, like the stashing out from the core, and there is a kill from Sorian. Just managed to secure the kill of the Fedrin, and that was a crucial kill. Whenever you secure a jungler kill, it's too much. Like, it carries lots of benefits. Like, every time whenever you manage to kill a jungler carries a heavy amount of gold with 2 buffs, and there is falling Star Moon from Esmeralda, and this time Ace there is falling Star Moon from Esmeralda, and this time Ace managed to secure a kill, and that was a Lilia's kill. There's a fight going, Abiru's passion from Soarin here, and Wolf seems he's down with his HP, but he will try to, oh my goodness, try to corner Dawa D here, but let's see, will this fight go on? And in the meantime, Soren just trying to dig some gold from the top lane here. Turtles pushes from X-Wing. Are we about to see a fight? Dawadi with a circling eagle, and there's also a black shoe performed by Lilia here. The whole team, the CR team, the 4.
You can see another fight initiation coming in from Team Fate here. Roberto diving in right away. The Bruce Passion will be burned out. Blessing of the Moonlight Goddess making Team REQUITAL survive for a while, but Sorin will be able to get a kill here. Wizard with that perfect rotation, incoming 2 of the members from Fate. Very less HP left on both of the team, but this time I think they will be able to
team balance there, the rotation of CR, even the way they're rotating, especially their mage, the Ace. And in the meantime, there is no time for discussion here, and also the bot lane's tower destroyed by the same time, and there's an Abiru's Passion X-Wing. Oh my goodness, look at the heal of, Roberto will try to make a team fight, but actually it will be not a good decision, because your whole team is running out of gold. Even you guys are quite behind in the whole gold, even the item lineup, so as you were asking, Sama, like the whole situation running on between these two, as I can say right now, that trade is going to favor of CR side, and definitely they will try to take the first lord here. And if you have a look on the kills difference between these two teams, 3 kills lead, even the gold difference is a 3k gold difference between these two teams, and there's a fight going on. Black shoes burn out from Lilia here, but no,
straight to the bot turret, and they actually were able to push that bot lane turret as well. And now another fight. Are we gonna see another fight here? No, I think Fate knows that the Lord is coming, and they will not be in. They are not in such a good position here to take a fight right now, and they have to defend at all cost. What has arrived? Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh yes, the Black Dragon has popped from the side of Fate here, and let's see what's gonna happen. They are trying to take down the Lord as fast as they can. Good amount of damage on that Lord, so it will be taken down. And from the mid lane once again, the damage from Beatrix is quite high, and the
whole team, the Fate, will try to escape, because already Dawadi, the damage taker, is already out of HP, and Yuzong, Roberto in the main air just died by the hand of Sorin. Oh my goodness, 3 down in a row, about to get 4 kills here, and there is a pull from the hopefully utilize the whole pickings, even if they manage to make it late. And you know what, Sama, it's like quite hard to say. If we talk about late game, then always CR had the best advantage, unlike the Sicilian.
Yes, exactly. And once again, we can see that Lord is still out there, but the pressure and the damage.
AAIT, the annual ACE Invitational Tournament, the grand final running on in the land of dawn.
Yes, the guys keep supporting your team, and Marcia actually stole the red buff there if you actually saw that on the map. But we already have a first blood on this bottom lane here.
He answered later, but here we can see that Menma was actually, caught out there, but he will be able to escape for now. He actually burned that flicker out, but she didn't obviously had her black shoes yet, therefore she had to use flicker to escape from the situation. And finals of AAIT Annual Ace Invitational Tournament. And today's match, obviously, we are all aware that it's going to be Fate versus Team Crisis. REQUITAL here, we already have been through the first match, and we could see how Team Crisis actually won the first game pretty easily in terms of draft, in terms of, the game execution overall. They were the winner. And to mention, this is going to be best of 7, guys, so let's not lose our hope for Team Fate, and let's keep, rooting for Team Crisis REQUITAL as well. I'm very excited for this match to see how Fate, take I probably think they learned the lesson in the first game. I just want to see how to make changes in the drafts later. So Waqar, what are your thoughts about the second game and the whole game being best of 7? What are the chances? Like, do you think Fate will actually, change the draft, some major changes that we'll be able to see?
Well, I'm being positive here, so we might see some good drafts and peaking from this time from the side of Team Fate, and they will figure out to win no matter what, because it's a final running in a row, and it's a electrifying moment going on between these two teams, the CR versus Fate, as well as the first game. The draft wasn't quite good enough. So yes, as I can say, only the drafting side will decide the 50% match decided by the draft pickings and all. Last time the draft wasn't good enough, even the whole picking lineup wasn't favorable, not enough against the whole picking side of Crisis REQUITAL. So yes, I'm just hoping this time they will find a way and the drafting will go nicely and they will figure out to take over from this, the mighty Crisis REQUITAL. So let's see what happened. The draft pick and the draft pick side will start very soon, and we will discuss about it. So I'm just directly moving on to the Zain. Like, what you think, Zain? Like this time, how the draft will go for the side of Fate? Because already we saw, pretty weak drafting from the Fate side. So is there any chance for them to go a good draft side and to find a way to pull a game off from their side? So what you gonna say about that?
Yes, obviously. I mean, Fate has already realized by now that if they don't do a good drafting, they probably will lose another match. So they will have this in mind, and I believe Fate will try to ban Sicilian and Beatrix as well. The reason is the damage output coming from both these heroes, and especially Estes as well. I would like to talk about Estes because we saw how good Estes was. The positioning was so good; he was not killed even once, I think. And Estes was able to heal the whole team every time there was a fight, and Estes was with marksman and mage at all times. So yeah, so far, I mean. The drafting from Crisis REQUITAL is actually quite good, but we're gonna see in this second game. So far, we can see Kaja has been banned, like we saw in the previous match as well, and Masha has been banned once again from the side of Fate. So let's see what will be the next bans. And yeah, so Sama, I would like to ask you that. What are your predictions about this draft? I mean, we can see a tanky draft from the side of Fate this time because they were quite squishy in the last match and they were not able to sustain the damage. So I think they will actually try to make a tanky draft. But what are your thoughts about it?
I mean, they could. I mean, there are so many, options, so they could pick up any one of them. But for now, let's just focus on the draft, and we can see Masha I mean, Waqar, they're just terrified of this matchup because as the first game previous, I think in the last, not last match, but the last matches in the previous days that we had, we served one that was on that Masha, and since then, this Masha has been like a permanent ban from the side of Team Fate, and the second ban obviously is going to be Farsa from the side of Team Fate, whereas Leslie again has been banned from the side of Team Crisis REQUITAL here, obviously because as we always see that Wolf on that Leslie could be a bit, vital for the Team Crisis REQUITAL here, a bit not a threat, but could be a bit annoying, especially in the late game because with that conceal plus, the damage that she has. Oh yeah, she has been banned, and the third ban is gonna be Barrett's a potential jungler. Also, we've seen him in the XP laner so far. He has that sustain, he has that damage, therefore. That will be the third ban. And Waqar, what about the Estes ban? It seems quite reasonable, right?
Yeah, exactly. It seems quite reasonable here, and as well as like the CR side, they are also afraid of the Leslie Chu, as well as they're afraid of the Masha, and in the meantime, they're also afraid of that Leslie. And it is not actually about afraid. Like we all know how bad she could be in the late game with proper item, like the first skill, the council one, even with the critical hits. So it's good that you put that Leslie in the ban section, because we all know, they knows, even the whole, those who are watching this stream and the matches, everyone knows how bad Wolf could be with his Leslie. So directly I'm just moving on to the picking right now. Ace again with a Sicilian, and definitely it was a very good pick. Like if you want to secure a late game, then just close your eyes and go for Sicilian. If you manage to take it and you find it open, then go for it. And Dawa did this time, just picked a Digi here. And if I talk about Digi specifically, then I would say, like, when it's about sustain, then Digi is not a sustainable tank, but Digi is too good to countering those CC skills like Atlas or even Lolita's Nominal Blast, even many more like Tigra's Inflation. So that's a very good. But if you talk about sustain, then Digi is not a good option for you. Like every time Digi get picked, whenever there's an Atlas in the opponent hand, and the Wizard this time, Fedrin, but definitely he would go for the EXP side. A Swarin this time made his appearance in the second game with a clean, and I'm personally, I know how good he is with clean, and actually it's quite not obvious to say with only clean, he is good with every single marksman. Zain, someone like you guys both know how good he is with every kind of marksman. Like in the last game, 3 MVP in a row, and even in this tournament, in the grand final, he already secured 1 MVP with Beatrice last time. So let's see how this time how draft will go this time for the Fate side, because we already discussed that drafting wasn't that much well from the Fate side. And let's see, we will figure it out. But there is a Roberto with an Uranus a game. So what you gonna say, Zain? Especially the whole Fate side again, the Uranus from Roberto. So give some speech here of the picking side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised about the Digi pick here because for now there was no need to actually pick Digi, but maybe they thought that the Crisis REQUITAL might go for Atlas, so they didn't want to take any chances this time. So I think they went for Digi. So far we can see Diroth and Akai also getting banned here as well. But if we see here now, Crisis REQUITAL still has Sicilian, so Fate now took Beatrix because they had 2 picks this time, and they also got Digi. So Uranus is actually a good pick, but once again I would like to point out that with that Sicilian, I mean, in the mid to late game, you cannot actually survive any type of hero against Sicilian. You have to be very careful, and but there is a good thing that with Diggy's skills, you can actually get to Beatrix as well as Uranus, because he cannot escape. So we're gonna see also with her immunity skills. I mean, they actually help the whole team. So the Crisis REQUITAL will be careful this time, not going to pick any type of heroes that are giving a lot of CC, because if they actually pick them, Dicky will be able to nullify all those skills. And we have final 2 bans here, Martis and Esmeralda, and we are gonna see Karina or Balman. Let's see mean, Lunatic Panda is actually good with Karina as well. We already saw that, but it's gonna be Bolman this time from Lunatic Panda, and we are gonna see last two picks coming from the side of Crisis Requital here. And oh, are we gonna see Pasia one more time again? He was actually too good in the previous game as well. So let's see. And if they pick Pasia here, it will counter Uranus as well. So let's see what's gonna happen here, or is it gonna be Ahmad? I'm actually excited about the last two picks. If they're gonna pick Ahmad, it can be very threatening for Beatrix as well, especially for the mage that is still to be picked from the side of Fate here. And Hercules with that Franco. Are we gonna see super hooks this time once again from the side of Classic Cricket? We have already seen super hooks from that Franco, and he was so good in once he starts to hook the opponents, and he hardly misses any. So we haven't seen much Franco, but what we have seen so far is really good. And this will be the last pick from the side of Fate here, where our draft is almost complete. And oh, Yeeve has been picked, so I think it's a good pick. Yeeve is a good pick, but you will have to be, once again, Fate will have to be very, very, very careful of Amon here, because he can take down Yeeve and Beatrix quite easily here. So, Saba, what are your thoughts about the draft?
Well, they definitely made some changes in the draft, and we could see some heroes being swapped, like Beatrix, not swapped, Beatrix being here and Fedrin actually being picked by the side of Team Crisis Requital, but not as a jungler, a hyper instead. Not as a jungler, but as an EXP laner instead. So, yeah, and I'm pretty excited to see how this Hercules is on this Franco. As far as I've heard from you guys, he seems to be pretty good with the iron hooks.
Exactly. But this Franco is gonna be dangerous for the side of from the side of Crisis Recruiters. Mm-hmm. We're gonna see. So moving on to Waqar here. Waqar, what do you think about this draft?
Well, this time the draft is quite good, better than before. Actually, with one word, like, it's better than before. Zain, Sama, like the last time draft on the Fate side, it is like a little bit better than before. As they got a Balmond Hyper this time from Lunatic Panda. We're about to witness Balmond Hyper here as a jungler, and we know how good he is with a Balmond Hyper, even according to this current meta. And the Hercules from the CR side is trying to get some vision, and are we about to see a hook? And yes, that is a perfect hook. There's a close hook from the low distance here, and this time Lunatic Panda's merging for the Lethal Wonder here, and we all know it. According to this current meta, they like seeking the Lethal Wonder is quite passionate for these days. Hypers, and Dawa D is trying to get some vision also, like Hercules is doing, and he will try to provide some map vision and also a little bit support for clean, like sorting and. They well know, like, if you manage to give a little bit farm to your marksman, then your marksman will do the rest of the job. Like, he will definitely carry the late game. So every time in every game we used to see, like, every single roamer, they just try to farm their marksman, and at least they could do the rest of the job, like in the late game. And again, Amon with level 4, and I guess we are about to see a kill from X-Win, because he could easily give a one-shot with an endless shard, in the combination with first and second skill, that combo. And Dawadi is also here in the top lane. And here Ulf is trying to get some gold with a sniper, and we all know, Beatrix can shoot a couple of bullets from a certain distance. She just don't need any, minions, and there's environment is quite heavy in the land of Dawn, and it seems like we are about to see, and we will see, a team fight in the turtle's lane, because already Lunatic Panda put his hand on the turtle, and already this turtle is 50% HP down, and it might go for Lunatic Panda, or it will go for X-Win, and there's a real manipulation fight is going on. There is an endless shot. Lunatic Panda just secured the kill, and there's the first blood. Goes to the side of Fate, and in the meantime also Wizard here to give a bang, and he also secured a kill, and there is ultimate popped up in the meantime from Wizard, and Lunatic Panda just realized the threat, and he just escaped from that situation with a very low health. Tama.
Yes, indeed, that was indeed a good gank, but once again we can see Ace being ganked here. He has to retreat, but yes, Uranus just got caught off guard here, and Hercules will be able to get a kill on that Uranus. Actually, I think the first turtle was secured from the side of Team Fate, as well as they managed to get a win there. So I think that was a good one, but again, Team Crisis Requital managed to take down Uranus. He's a explainer, but every kill counts here. And on the top lane, we can see that both of the supports are actually sticking to their marksmen. Probably wants their marksmen to get farmed pretty decently here. And Lunatic Panda is here. 4 of the members on the top side from the side of Team Crisis Requital Fade are here. Dawadi just trying to expose as much as he can, giving that vision that is necessary with the egg thing that I like to call for Dawadi. But you can see that time journey will be used right away. Real world manipulation as well. The first passion was burned, but that will not be enough to take down Hercules here. Very low HP, but lethal counter will be able to take down Hercules right away. And Sicilian actually managed to get a kill on that Diggy. Menma doesn't have much HP left, but yes, this will be this engagement in the fight. And Zain, what do you have to say about that, gang?
I mean, that gang was actually quite good, and especially if you look at Diggy's emblem, it is magic emblem. So I think Diggy will also be building a damage build here, so it will be quite difficult for Crisis Requital here to handle Diggy as well. But once again, Diggy can also threaten Amon a lot, especially once again you can see here. Oh, that damage! Oh my goodness, that ultimate was popped onto that jungle creep there. So once again, it seems like Mehmood there. Oh, once again, this time turtle was taken from the side of Lunatic Panda, from the side of Crisis Requital. And I mean, Fate is trying actually hard to give them a hard time. So I think so far Crisis Requital is also doing a good job in defending. Oh, where was Franco caught up? I mean, it was 4v1 situation, and once again now Torres is in deep trouble right now, and once again he was also taken out this time. So yeah, talking about that Diggy build, I mean, if we can look at the builds, we can actually analyze more about the situation so far. And yes, Diggy is so far building the magic book here, and oh, Sicilian is in trouble, and once again Diggy is actually giving a hard time to the Fate members here, and here comes Lunatic Panda, but the damage is not enough because Balman already has made he's already making, I think, Guardian helmet, or maybe he's going for Radiant. Let's see what's he gonna make. So Beatrix has already made Blade of Despair, so Beatrix has that good amount of damage in that early game as well. And Sicilian with that Clock of Destiny will be able to give quite a lot of damage here. And once again, it seems like this time Diggy will be caught here, and I'm not sure why Diggy actually went there. Oh, once again, oh my goodness, Amon in deep trouble right now because of Lunatic Panda, and Lunatic Panda has such a high HP as of now, and Amon not able to do anything about it. I mean, Sama, what do you think would Amon have to do to actually counter Balmond here?
Well, of course, I mean, Balmond seems to be pretty tanky, but on the top lane, real world manipulation. Look at how Fate members are actually trying to pressurize, this top lane here. Actually, 4 of the members are there. Lunatic Panda trying to go in, but the trapping recoil will be able to zone him out for quite a bit. Sicilian with his ultimate, Never's Passion will be burned out as well, but 2 of the members are still surviving from the side of Team Crisis Requital here, and I actually would like to pass that question to Waqar. What do you, think that will actually needed to melt down this panda?
Oh, yes, exactly. And again, the third turtle in a row. And look at the, I don't know, combined with the bloody hunt of Franco. But Roberto just managed to escape, and there's endless shot, but not enough damage because, and this time the drop team seems pretty well. And the quite tanky team, the Fate team is quite tanky. And the endless shot will not work. And there's a real manipulation. Nebulo's Passion burned out at the same time. And Menma this time secured the kill of Hercules here. And even in the same time, they took the Midlands TR1. So one more time. We're just heading to the item section here. Then we can see already Sawarin with a played up endless battle here, and the Duke of Shards, the Ammon with a genius one, one of the major core item of Ammon, and usually, and in the meantime, they will definitely stick with the top lanes TR1, 2, and yes, Ult is showing his class in the second game as a suffered in the first game. The drafting wasn't so well, but this time they're literally every single member of Fate. They're just showing their class here in the land of Dawn. The clash is between the big titans. It is Crisis REQUITAL from Bangladesh versus the Nepali top team. Fate is here, and they're just trying to build some momentum. And look at Roberto is doing this, cutting the lane, and that is what every single Irenas do. Oh my goodness, look at the Iron Hook combined with Baladium. There's a little counter also, and Menma in the perfect time out of nowhere performed a real manipulation here. Hercules is just trying to escape, but there is no escape for today, and he got punished by Lunatic Panda one more time. So as you ask me a question, Sama, your answer is in front of your eyes. Like, as you can see, there's 8 kills in a row, like double kill, like 4 kills in the side of Crisis REQUITAL, and it is a number double. It's 8 kills from the side of Fate, and the goal difference between these two teams is like not that much, but still it is a lead from the Fate side. 27k gold from the side of Fate, and in the meantime there's a little manipulation. Wizard is out of HP, but somehow he just managed to escape the real manipulation. And I was talking about there's a 25k gold from the side of Fate, and yes, difference is difference, no matter it's low difference or it's a big difference. So yes, they're just taking the lead and just keep winning the early trades. And look at the endless shards here, guys, but not enough damage because the whole Fate side's team is quite tanky. There's Nabiru's Passion got cornered, zoned out in the meantime, and there's Unstoppable running on for Lunatic Panda. That was a hell of a good performance. You know what, Zain?
Yes, exactly. And I'm actually surprised about how good Fate has made a comeback so far. They are so aggressive. Like we actually saw Crisis REQUITAL there in the previous game. And as you can see here, once again, Beatrix from the side of Fate this time, taking down the top tower, then they went to the mid tower, and the same strategy, the same macro skills coming from the side of Fate this time. So it is actually quite surprising because they are kind of mirroring the same strategies that Crisis REQUITAL are actually implementing on the battlefield right now. So far, I'm actually excited because they are actually countering the whole Crisis REQUITAL here by the current strategy they have actually. So yeah, in the meantime, the Lord has also been taken from the side of Crisis REQUITAL, from the side of Fate quite easily. And Diggy, if you have analyzed, Diggy has a complete magic build, so a lot of damage coming from Diggy as well. And if she actually hides in the bush and keeps her bombs there, she can take down a squishy hero quite easily. I mean, Sicilian is there, Khalid is there, or even Amon. I mean, they can be taken down from Diggy's bombs quite easily. Oh, what a beautiful sync this time from the side of Fate here. And as you can see, in mid lane, tier 2 turret will be taken down from the side of Fate here, and the Lord is on that bottom lane here, and they will try to push as much as they can on and try to put some pressure here. And it seems like, oh, here comes a blast from that turret, taking down all those minions here, and Beatrix with that ultimate but not connecting onto anyone here. And it seems like this time once again AAIT continuously snowballing all the members of Crisis REQUITAL here. So I think Diggy's pick was quite surprising, but they are using it so good that it's actually, a real pain for the members of Crisis REQUITAL.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, and the fact that Fate seems to be in so much better place than the last game, because in the earlier game they were completely pressurized, they were completely dominated by the side of Team Crisis REQUITAL, but in this game it seems quite opposite because they have 6k gold lead on their side. They also have decent amount of kill lead, and the towers as well, you can precisely see it in the map. But Fate might as well have to be careful here because they have that Sicilian with them. So we all know how Sicilian is in the late game. We've seen so much comebacks with this Sicilian alone in the previous matches in AAIT tournament. so I think that might. I mean, the Sicilian is definitely a threat for Team Fate here, but yes, if they, and how could we forget Franco? If Franco manages to hook the backline in the correct time, that will definitely change the scenario of the game. So Waqar, let's move on to you. And do you think there'll definitely be contests for the Lord? So who do you think needs the Lord the most at this point of time?
Well, then I'll say definitely their fate will try to get the Lord here because, they're only taking the lead here and they will definitely try to get the Lord and finish the game as early as they can. And oh my goodness, there's a use of Council and Bloody Hand combined with the X with Endless Shards. And in the meantime, they took the both lanes TR1 jar. But unfortunately, in the meantime, the second Lord is nicely and safely without zero competition as secured by Fate here. So that the cost was heavy. Like you just got to kill off the EXP laner, and instead of that, you just give the Lord to your opponent. So definitely this Lord is not the Luminous Lord like 14. No, it is Luminous Lord if I'm not wrong. The 30 Luminous Lord is like it carries a huge amount of HP even like it's quite heavy to take down, and definitely the Lord is approaching from the top lane. Yes, your answer is ready. Like they will try to take the Lord, and even they did take the Lord, and the Lord will approach from the top lane, and they will utilize this Lord because every time when the question comes to me, I used to say every single Lord carries a benefit here. Look at the scenario right now. Soarin and Ace is trying to get the Lord, and in the meantime, like if they can, they could push to the mid lane, but they didn't try to give a push here. But they will try to take the CR's blue buff, which is essential for the jungler. And there's a robot manipulation, lethal counter, burnout in the same time, and the mid lane's TR1 tower is nicely destroyed, and there was Iron Hook, but unfortunately nobody home. And yes, they lost the top and mid lane's inhibitor tower, and I'm having very bad feeling about this, Zain.
Yes, exactly. And look at that Hook taking down that purple buff there. I mean, so far it feels like Fate has actually gained that early momentum from those kills, and the way they actually used it to their benefit, and how they actually played. I mean, you have to give them credit, and especially to Diggy. I mean, it was a pick that I think changed a lot of scenarios for the side of Fate there, especially when they are in trouble. They can actually pop up that time journey, and they can escape quite easily without any sort of CC, even from Sicilian or the from the Bloody Hunt coming from Franco. So yeah, I mean, so far so good. It seems like Fate will go for the third Lord here, and then they will try to end this game as fast as they can, because they know that Sicilian is there, and if Sicilian gets his stacks up, this will be troubling for the side of Fate this time.
Mm-hmm. The Lord is incoming from the top lanes, and definitely it is. Wait, okay, my bad. But yes, there will be a contest for the. There might as well be the contest for the Lord. It's just 5 seconds for the Lord to be respawned, and you can see the positioning coming in from Faye. They're actually, looking for taking down this Lord. They already have 2 Lord. They already had 2 Lords in their hand, and they did make a good use of it. So this third Lord might actually, get them the, the maximum dominance that they could achieve. Because right now they are in a good place, but they could even more pressurize Team Crisis REQUITAL here, but we can see a real world manipulation being used right away. But I think Eamon used his Winter Turchin there, but he wasn't able to survive that gank at all. Fate are definitely chasing Team Crisis REQUITAL here. They're definitely wanting more here, but Sicilian with the damage is a bit, annoying here, so they'll go for the Lord instead. And I don't think they actually will contest for the Lord, but Rednan definitely is trying to make some move here. But the third Lord will be in the hands of Team Fate as well.
Well, yes, and definitely this Lord will be the Luminous Lord also, and if they manage to secure more kills in the meantime, then definitely it will be the end for Crisis Requital, because definitely this Lord will carry the huge amount of HP with a raised mood. So let's have a look at the item slot this time right now. As we can see, the already physical penetration for Clint with a Berserker Spear, which helped him to deal high amounts of critical damage here. In the other hand, Wolf also with the physical penetration, the Malefic Roar, the Hunter Strike combined with the Blade of Despair, which helps him to trigger the high amount of basic attack. Also a Wind of Nature, which will work fine against to clean those damages. And yes, there is a real manipulation. Also use of the bazooka in the mid lane, a complete massacre. And the whole CR seems like they're out of HP even. Oh my goodness, this time just about to secure the kill of X-Wing. X-Wing also in the meantime secured the kill of Menma, which was a crucial kill, which was a crucial moment for them. Like, if you could take the back laner, then it will be more easier for them to win that team fight. And that is what X-Wing is trying to do, and he tried. But unfortunately, he got killed, and that was a little bit costly. Like, you just killed their mage, and instead of that, you just sacrifice yourself. Let's see what happened, because whenever you have a Sicilian in your side, then no need to worry. Just make a good position, perfect position, and keep spamming your first kill. Also the second skill, and on Batfest also, and that will be good for the team. In late game, we all know how bad he could be with the bad impact with proper stack. Even the magic penetration also will work fine. Those physical heroes like which is the tanky heroes, I mean. So yes, just don't lose hope. Just keep supporting. If you are from Bangladesh, and keep supporting CR, and let's see what happens. I'm not losing my faith from them. They will find a way, because Sicilian they have in that side. So yes, there will be a chance for them to get it out from Team Fate.
Yes, exactly, and that is exactly what I was thinking, because you saw how quickly they actually melted the Lord at their base with that Sicilian, with the help of that Sicilian and Clint as well. So Amon will have to make his position a little bit better, because so far Estes has been good. I mean, with his positioning, he has died only once. If you look at the rest of the team, only Wizard is the one who haven't been taken down so far. So a good tanky hero, he will be very useful, especially right now on that Lord fight. But you have to admire Diggy. I mean, he keeps on snowballing all the members of Crisis Requital there, and once again, as you can see, all those bombs onto Wizard here. He is taking all the damage from Diggy, and once again, the Lord has been started from the side of it this time, and let's see if they will be able to take this Lord down, or will Crisis Requital find a way to steal this Lord. I think Wizard is there right in the mid lane. They already know that he's there, but they are just waiting for the right moment to actually gank on all the Mehmood. Here comes Conceal from Franco, and he will disengage this time, because he was not able to actually get up to their marksman or mage. So yeah, he thought that it's no use holding on to Balmond here, and Lord is almost out of its here. Let's see what's gonna happen. And this time, finally, they were able to take down the Lord. It seems like this time, oh my goodness, damage comes from Flint. Ooh, that was so close. Beatrix was almost, Beatrix almost took down Flint here. It seems like, yes, Cecilia once again taking down Judenis this time. Oh, Balmond is quite low, and Balmond will be taken down. No, Immortality popped up, and yes, he will be taken down this time. And Immortality popped up for Beatrix this time, and yes, he will be taken down. Oh my goodness, the whole team is out from the side of Fate here. I mean,
oh my god.
Sicilian with that damage. Oh my goodness. I mean, we were just talking about it, that Sicilia is the only member in their team that can actually bring back a hope of, the hope for them to actually win. And yes, as you can see, the timer on the clock is still going on for rest of the members of Fate, and they are going quite fast. Will they be able to end this game? Ooh, that was a close hook, but I think he still has, yes, he has his HP, so, his ultimate, so he will be able to escape from Franco in any way. And yes, now Heath is also back, Menma, onto the battlefield, and let's see, will they be able to defend this time, because Lord is approaching quite fastly, and they have synced the lanes quite well this time from the side of CR. So let's see what's gonna happen, Sawa. I mean, yes, they have performed well. They have defended well. Will they be able to end, or will Fate be able to defend? I think there will be another fight this time. Oh yes, this time once again, Amon in the bad position here. Yes, he will be taken out. This was a bad move, but because of Diggy's reverse time, he was not able to escape. And we already talked about it. I mean, that reverse time will be troublesome for Amon.
Exactly, indeed. And that Lord definitely took a toll on Team Fate here, because we could see the damage, from the side of Sicilian as well as Clint. So it will definitely be very hard for Fate to actually get, soak up all that damage, because at the end of the day, it's Sicilian and he will have that massive damage in the late game. And they definitely have to protect this Beatrix, because right now Beatrix and Menma, they definitely seem to have most damage, as well as Lunar Panda with his lethal counter. So it's all about execution. It's all about how they set up one wrong move, and Fate can actually lose this game. And same goes for Team Crisis REQUITAL. So yes, Waqar, look how tables turn, like.
That is what I was talking about. When you have a Sicilian in your team, just no need to worry. And look at the tower equilibrium running on here. Like couple of minutes ago, it was the whole Crisis REQUITAL, like the Nexus was only open, just only bot and Inhibitor tower was left. And look at the equilibrium right now. Even with that Lord, with the steal of that Lord, they also make the same lineup here. Like in the Fate side, they just only have the top lane's Inhibitor with a very low HP. Even the goal difference between these two teams also seems quite same. 67k goal from the from the Fate side, and in the other side also 67k goal from the Crisis REQUITAL side. And there's a magic penetration for Diggy. Dawadi is trying to make a magic build here, and it doesn't seem that he wants to go for the damage build. Sorry, for the defense build, because he knows that Diggy is not quite good with a sustain, so better go for a damage. And there's a touch on the Lord. There is a bit touch in the Lord here, and also Roberto is trying to get some vision for his team with the Uranus, and we all know Uranus may be XP laner, but he also worked fine as a tank here. So environment is quite heavy in the land of Dawn. There will be a fight, and yes, definitely there will be a fight in the Turtles lane here. And Diggy, he just keep taking time bomb. Those little rabbits seems quite cute, but in the meantime, those are also so dangerous. Look at the damage. The Wizard is trying to soak up those damages. I mean, those taking time bomb, but still those damages are quite heavy, because this Diggy is just making the magic damage build here. And Uranus is ready. Wizard seems ready here. Roberto seems ready. Dawadi seems ready. And Lunatic Panda just giving a little bit damage to the Lord. And X-Wing seems, and he just want to clear some lane here from the top lanes, and they will try to take this moment. And there is a real manipulation from Menma. There will be a fight go on in the land of Dawn, but Dawadi is running out of HP. Even Soarin also, and the Franco just got died up. Immortally popped up, but not worthy enough. And look at the damage of X-Wing. Just ran out of HP, and he just realized that Trace and ran out of the situation. And there's a Nibiru's passion. But again, immortality popped up for Sorin. Will he manage to escape? And he just managed to escape. And also immortality popped up for Roberto too. Ages to kill up Roberto. Look at the damage of the Sicilian. The late game core, that is what they were worried about. And they are worried right now because of this Sicilian. But will Fade manage to take this Lord? And that is the question here, and it's a matter of time to see, will they manage to take the Lord? And this Lord will be definitely the Rage Lord, and it will hard for them to swallow the Lord damage. If CR fail to take the Lord, then it will be troublesome for the whole CR section.
Yes, exactly. And it seems like the damage is quite high from Diggy as well. I mean, look at the damage from those bonds, and especially from Wolf as well. Oh, it seems like Wizard might be in trouble here, but a mortality popped up for Ballman, and he will be taken down. So mega kill coming from Sicilian here. Oh my goodness! I mean, the tide of this game is certainly moving towards the side of Crisis Equator here, and I mean, it's not that much surprising. Oh, here comes the huge wave of minions here. Will they be able to defend this time? Oh my goodness, yes, the minions pop up right at the right time. I mean, at the right time, that's why they were able to defend them. And yes, Lord has been taken from the side of Crisis Executal this time once again, and we are gonna see some action this time. So, Sama, so far, what are your thoughts? I mean, the match has certainly turned so much interesting.
Yes, exactly. It's already been 28 minutes inside the game, and this game definitely has taken so many turns. Conceal play coming in from Team Fate here. Actually, they're trying to gank on this win, and he got instantly melted right here. Immortality was popped up, but that will definitely not help at this point of time. Sicilian with his ultimate right away. Wolf got noticed there, and I don't think Wolf fought. Oh my god! Wolf actually managed to deal so much damage to Ace, but Winter Turgeon was able to make him survive, and Hercules will be able to take down this Wolf right away. Lord is still on that 35,000 HP and will be a bit hard to melt down here, but they are trying their best to actually, take this Lord down as fast as possible. Sicilian is still on the mid lane. He is incoming, so it might be quite advantaging for Team Fate. Real world manipulation will be used right away, but look at this double shot passive coming in from Sorin, just melting, just taking so much HP from the side of Fate. Sicilian is here now. He will be dealing so much damage, and for the members actually trying to pressurize, and they're trying to tower lock the situation here, but Sorin with that with quick withdraw actually managing to get a double kill here, and this will be the second game in the hands of a Team Crisis REQUITAL once again. And what an amazing game it was. It was definitely in the late game, 28 minutes inside the game, early to mid, it seemed like Fate had the good hands on the game, but as late game arrived, Sicilian, he showed his true colors. So, Waqar, could you go and further explain?
Well, guys, Sama, Zain. That is that I was talking about, and conscious enough about the Sicilian pick. GGA's the gameplay he just provided in this game, that was completely outstanding, and he just showed his class and how badass Sicilian could be in the late game. 518 KDO with 9.8 rating, the late game core, the vampire bat. He just showed his class, like as I told you guys, just one magic penetration you have need in the late game with a proper step. One bat impact is all enough to melt down whatever you pick. It will be a tanky hero or whatever it is. It's all enough for a Sicilian to melt down. So directly, I'm just moving on to the data section here. So if we focus on the data section, then we will see from the winning side, the most team fight percentage provided by the Sicilian, 87%. In the meantime, he also dealt the high amount of damage, which is 32%. And just from the losing side here, as you guys can see, 87% team fight percentage from two heroes, and that is obviously the Dawa D and Menma, 87%. And in the meantime, the most hero damage dealt by Dawadi, which is quite surprising to see because he was the roamer, but in the end, he was the most hero damage dealer. So that's all for the second game. So don't go anywhere. CR, the Crisis REQUITAL, 2 win in a row. So yes, I'm so excited. And those who are watching from Bangladesh, I know you guys are also so excited. And we're expecting the crown will come to home, and that is what the whole Bangladeshi people are expecting from Crisis REQUITAL. So don't go anywhere. The clash is not over yet. The time will come for the Hot Fate team. We can also count on them. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a minute in the third game. Managed to make it late, and you know what, Sama, it's like quite hard to say. If we talk about late game, then always CR had the best advantage, unlike the Sicilian.
Yes, exactly, and once again we can see that Lord is still not there, but the pressure and the damage.
It might go for Lunatic Panda, or it will go for X-Wing, and there's a real manipulation fight is going on. That is the analog shot. Lunatic Panda just secure the kill, and there's a first blood. goes to the side of Fate, and in the meantime also Wizard here to give a bang, and he also secured a kill, and there is ultimate. He just escaped from that situation with a very low health. Sama.
Yes, indeed, that was indeed a good gank, but once again we can see Ace being ganked here. He has to retreat, but Dawadi just trying to expose as much as he can, giving that vision that is necessary with the egg thing that I like to call or Dawadi. But you can see that time journey will be used right away via world manipulation as well. Never's passion was burned, but that will not be enough to take down Hercules here. Very low HP, but lethal counter.
REQUITAL here to handle Diggy as well, but once again Diggy can also threaten Amon a lot, especially once again you can see here, oh that damage, oh my goodness, that ultimate was walked onto that jungle creep there. So once again it seems like Mehmood there, once again this time Turtle was taken from very hard to give them a hard time. So I think so far REQUITAL is also doing a good job in defending. Where was Franco caught up? I mean, it was a 4v1 situation, and once again now Storage is in deep trouble right now, and once again he was also taken out this time. So yeah, talking about that Diggy build, I mean, if we can look at the builds, we can actually analyze more about the situation so far. And yes, Diggy is so far building the magic book here, and Cecilia is in trouble, and once again Diggy is actually, Beatrix has already made Blade of Despair, so Beatrix has that good amount of damage in that early game as well, and Cecilia with that Clock of Destiny will be able to give quite a lot of damage here. And once again it seems like this time Diggy will be caught here, and I'm not sure why he actually went there. Once again
to be pretty tanky, but on the top lane, real world manipulation. Look at how Fate members are actually trying to pressurize this top lane here. Actually, 4 of the members are there. Lunatic Panda trying to go in, but the trapping recoil will be able to zone him out for quite a bit. Sicilian with his ultimate, Never's passion will be burned out as well. That question to Waqar. What do you think that will actually needed to melt down this panda?
Oh, yes, exactly. And again, the third turtle in a row. And look at the Iron Hook combined with the bloody hunt of Franco. But Roberto just managed to escape. And there's endless shard, but not enough damage because, and this time the drop team seems pretty well. And the quite tanky team, the Fate team is quite tanky. And the endless shard will not work. And there's a real manipulation. Nibiru's passion burned out at the same time. And Menma this time secured the kill of Hercules here. And that is what every single Uranus do. Oh my goodness, look at the Iron Hook combined with Bloody Hum. There's a little counter also, and Menma in the perfect time out of nowhere performing real manipulation here. Hercules is just trying to escape, but there is no escape for today, and he got punished by Luna. 4 kills in the side of REQUITAL, and it is a number double. It's 8 kills from the side of Fate, and the goal difference between these two teams is like not that much, but still it is a lead from the Fate side. 27k gold from the side of Fate, and in the meantime there's a little manipulation talking about there's a 25k gold from the side of Fate. And yes, difference is difference, no matter it's low difference or it's a big difference. So yes, they're just taking the lead and just keep winning the early trades. And look at the endless shards here, guys, but not enough damage because the whole Fate side's team is quite tanky. There's Nabiru's passion got cornered.
The Lord the most at this point of time.
Well, then I'll say definitely their Fate will try to get the Lord here because, they're only taking the lead here, and they will definitely try to get the Lord and finish the game as early as they can. And oh my goodness, there's a use of Council and Bloody Hand combined. Sorarin and Ace is trying to get the Lord, and in the meantime, like if they can, they could push to the mid lane, but they didn't try to give a push here. But they will try to take the CR's blue buff, which is essential for the jungler. And there's a robot manipulation, lethal counter, burnout in the same time, and the mid lane's T is nicely destroyed. And there was Iron Hook, but unfortunately nobody home. And yes, they lost to the top and mid lane's inhibitor tower, and I'm having very bad feeling about this, Zain.
Yes, exactly.
In a good place, but they could even more pressurize Team Crisis Requital here. But we can see Real Woman Patient being used right away, but I think Eamon used his Winter Turchin there, but he wasn't able to survive that gank at all. Fate are definitely chasing Team Crisis Requital here. They're definitely wanting
nature, which will work fine against to clean those damages. And yes, there is a real manipulation. Also, use of the bazooka in the mid lane, a complete massacre, and the whole CR seems like they're out of HP even. Oh my goodness, this time just about to see the kill of X-Wing. X-Wing also in the meantime seeking the kill of Menma.
The damage comes from Flint. Ooh, that was so close. Beatrix was almost, Beatrix almost took down Flint here, and seems like, yes, Cecilia wants again taking down Jutenis this time. Oh, Balmond is quite low, and Balmond will be taken down. No, Immortality popped up, and yes, he will be taken down this time, and Immortality popped up for Beatrix this time, and from the side of CR. So let's see what's gonna happen, Sawa. Yes, they have performed well. They have defended well. Into the match number 3 here, Crisis Requittal versus Fate, and so far we have seen some very good gameplays from both sides. We'll soon move into the drafting section, but before that, I'm gonna talk about Fate here. They were so good in early game, in mid game, the aggressiveness, the momentum that they had actually, but somehow they lost that. Maybe because of the damage coming from the side of Crisis Requittal, but we have to admire the skills coming from Fate. They are not staying behind. I believe that they will make a good comeback here, and they can prove themselves that they are not to be taken that lightly. So I would like to ask Sama here. Sama, what are your thoughts about Fate? I would love to see them make a good comeback here. Still, they have 2 more games to actually make a good comeback, even if they lose this one. But I would love for them to actually win this game, and I would like to see some fight coming from the side of Fate.
Yes, we've seen some improvement in comparison to the first game, because in first game they were absolutely, dominated. But in the second game, somehow they were they were actually dominating in the early game. It was late game which actually made Team Crisis Requital win with that Sicilian. So yes, they might definitely do a bit more better in this game and actually be able to win this game so that we could have some sort of competition. But we're already here in the drafting phase, and Waqar, what do you think will be the first ban of the game?
Well, let's see. And I guess they'll try to ban Leslie again, and it's not quite surprising to see a Leslie ban from the TR side. But there is a Kaja ban from the side of Crisis Requittal here. Now it's time for the Fate side, and let's see which role or hero they will ban here. But I'm having a feeling like they will ban a Sicilian probably. I'm not sure. I'm just gazing, and I was assuming they could ban a Sicilian here because the Felda thread, and they know how bad Sicilian could be in the late game, so they could go for a Sicilian. But unfortunately, they will just ban Estes here, which is also a very good ban. In the late game, the blessing of Mon Goddess. What he is capable to do with his ultimate, like feel the whole HP of your teammates, and that is what Estes does, and that's quite dangerous in the late game.
Yes, exactly. And we have Diggy banned this time from the side of Crisis Requital here, and Estes has been banned from the side of Fate this time. I would love to see 2 bans here, Beatrix and Sicilian. Fate has the second pick, I believe. I'm not sure exactly, but let's see what will they be picking. But I would love to see Sicilian and Beatrice getting banned. Oh, Masha has been banned. So Sama, what are your thoughts about the bans so far? Bans are good, but are you seeing Sicilian or Beatrix on the top?
Yes, I think at this point of time they should stop banning this Masha, because there are other they should prioritize the other bans, I think, but at the end of the day, it's their choice. And Masha and Estes, I understand, but Masha, I think the first game, as I think it was Waqar who was with me in that match, and after Wizard actually executed that gameplay on Masha, Fate has been constantly, just banning this Masha and hasn't let her out since then. So I think Fate should be more flexible with their ban draft as well. They have been sticking on to the same Masha ban once, and ever. So yes, this will be the second ban from the side of Team Fate. Let's see what they go in for the third ban. It will be from Dawadi, whereas we could see in the Team Crisis Requital, it's gonna be Diggy ban. Obviously, we got to see some good play coming in from that Dawadi on the Diggy, therefore it will be ban. And also, like Masha, the forever ban from the side of Team Crisis Requital is Leslie here. So Waqar, it's sort of like a deja vu.
Oh yes, there's a quite like that. So yes, at last ban from the Fate side because they just feel the from the side of Trust Recruital as a ban Geeky here. Then it's definitely it's good to ban a Atlas here. So they could have picked they just don't want to get picked that Atlas, and we all know how bad he could be like in the game. Like the whole game is in your favor, but one peripheral link is all enough to twist the game and change the fate here. So X-Win this time picked up Barats with a retribution, and we all know how good hypering a birds in this current meta, the meta jungler, the one of the most overpicked jungler in the Mobile Legend, and the percentage is also too high. So the ban is quite same here. Masha ban as well from the side of Fate side, and as well as they ban the Christ Recruital, they ban Leslie because they know how bad Wolf could be with his Leslie, and Lunatic Panda this time Akai here with Retribution. This time the fight will be epic. The tanky jungle, no one is going to die, but the HP is too high. The competition will be nice in this game. Oh my goodness, you know what, Zain? Again, there is a Sicilian, but I would like to ask you a question. Like, they failed the trade, and they witnessed a couple of good gameplay from Ace with Sicilian. What do you think? Why they're not banning Sicilian? Because will they planning to counter Sicilian anyhow in this game? What's your speech for that?
I would have preferred here picking Sicilian from the side of Fate. I actually wanted them to pick Sicilian because they had that opportunity, but they actually went for Akai there, and in return they gave Fredrin to Crisis Requital. So far the draft seems to be a little bit more favorable on the side of Crisis Requital, but we'll have to see. Ooh, Carmella here, pick from the side of Fate. So this certainly has made a change of fate actually for the Team Fate, and Carmella's pick, I think it will pose a bigger threat for the side of Classic Util. We are gonna see some good game plays here from Carmella as well, because she's so tanky. She actually can do a lot with her ultimate as well. So Sama, the three picks from the both sides are done. What do you think will be the next bans? They still have to pick Marksman from the side of Classic Util.
So far, it seems, a bit different. The draft seems definitely a bit different from the side of Team Fate, whereas from the side of Team Crisis Requital, they've got their hands on Sicilian once again, and we definitely witnessed how Sicilian did in the earlier game. So yes, I'm pretty surprised as well why Fate didn't prioritize banning Sicilian or picking Sicilian, or definitely they have, the thought of countering a Sicilian rather than doing either of it. So yes, let's see how this goes on in the third game of the match. The fourth ban from the side of Team Fate is gonna be Grok here. Pretty reasonable because he is a pretty good tank. Could be used as a EXP laner as well. Yes, actually Crisis banned Yves. So is that worth it? Is that worth the ban?
Oh yeah, obviously there's a worthy ban, because how good that Menma was with his Eve, and even also in the meantime they banned Fursa here because I felt the trade and how good he was with his late game burst damage with the roll wall manipulation, the soul slow effect, even the burning damage combined with the glowing one and ice queen one that is too heavy to check. And even the whole Christ Requital, they know how Menma could how good he could be with every single mage, and we already witnessed many good gameplays with Farsa, Lilia, or even Eve from Menma. So yes, just if you're just feeling the thread, then put it in the ban section every time. I used to say, and this time Roberto picked Exorcist, the Yuzhong, the perfect artillery machine to engage a team fight with Petrify, and Menma this time. Xavier. Even I can recall one game in this AAIT tournament. Like Sam, I guess you were with me in that time. Like Menma totally twisted the game, even carried the whole game with Xavier. The dawning light, the damage was too heavy in that game. But I can't remember against which team. But I can remember he was totally good with Xavier. So this time Soren with 1-1, even I could say one perfect crossbow attack with proper item. Then that is all over. Is capable to get a savage here. So yes, from the both sides, the pickings and the lineup is quite impressive. This time the draft side of Fate seems quite well. So let's see which team has the last lap, because already 2 in a row. But I'm hoping Fate this time will figure out to find a strategy and get the victory out of Crisis Requital. And yes, from Caster's desk, I'm here, Waqar Mehmood, with my co-casters. Sama is here, Zain is here to rock you guys up. So yes, directly the in-game live action, I'm just directly moving on to your Zain.
Yes, guys, support your team with those hashtags, hashtag Fate or hashtag Persecutor. So far, both teams are playing good, but what they need to do from the side of Fate is they have to prioritize ending the game as fast as they can. Like we can see how Crisis Requital actually did in their first game. Oh, here comes a snipe from Wolf here. The sniper actually has a good amount of damage, and so far we can see that a lot of snowballing coming from the side of Crisis Requital here, and they are posing an early threat to the goal lane.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, and Barrett's is here. Mystic View will be used. I mean, he needs to, get at the level, be in the level 4 as fast as possible. He is still on level 3. Finally, he has his Detonator's Welcome, might as well be executed on this Menma here. Hercules is here trying to, just poke this Menma. But yes, Win is here as well, and I don't know if he's over-exaggerating the situation here, because he should be careful, because he is hyper after all, and he shouldn't be dying in initial minutes, because that will be costly for the team. But on the bottom lane, we can see Soren getting ganked. Heavy spin, perfect execution of heavy spin, and the kill was actually secured from Carmilla here. So good one coming in from Fate, taking down the gold laner of the Team Crisis Requital. So yes.
Alright, so we have another fight here, and it seems like Fate seems to be in a little bit of trouble in this early game here. They are getting all those damage, and yeah, so far so good. And turtles will be taken from the side of Fate here. We're gonna see some fights here. I'm not sure. Yeah, so turtle was taken without any contest, and it seems like here is Hercules. Ultimate popped up from the side of Nova, and it seems like Matilda is in trouble here. But that's beautiful. Dawning Light coming from Xavier here, connecting on to 2 members of Crisis Requital here, but it won't make a big impact because they still survive somehow. And it seems like Nova is still there, and now here comes Barrett, and Soren will be able to pop his ultimate, but I don't think so. Heavy spin coming from Lunatic Panda, and here comes the Beauty Passion onto all those members of Fate, and it seems like finally Akai will be taken down, and it seems like finally tank crossbow was taken out, and 2, 3 triple kill from the side of Soren, but finally that snipe from Wolf will take down 1-1. Wow.
Yes, definitely. And here
Double kill was secured by Wolf, so that was a good one, because Soren getting that triple kill was pretty, what you say, threatening because, Soren getting farmed is not a good thing for Team Fate here, but the Jonas Welcome will be used on Wolf right away, and definitely he will be going down for this time. And what was I saying? What I was saying was that, Soren definitely got triple kill there and increased his gold immensely, I think, so Wolf shutting him down was a good thing, but he got compensated because Wolf was taken down by, Barrett's later. So, yeah.
Obviously, and look at the only kill, 3 kill in a row for Soren here.
Yes, the circling eagle was used as well, but there was no follow-up there for, Xavier and Beatrice both will be able to survive for now, and there seems to be initiation in the turtle, but Win is here, and, the jungler Barretts is there, so this might be a pretty good chance for either team to take down this turtle. So who do you think will, actually secure the turtle here, Zain?
Yeah, so Turtle will be taken from. Oh, what a beautiful! I was about to say that the executor will take it, but Fate with that beautiful heavy spin and taking with the down Turtle with that retribution. It seems like Black Dragon Paw will take down Steel at this time, and Barrett's here on to Yuzong here. Yes, Yuzong will be taken down. I was not able to see who that actually was, so I was a little bit confused. But yes, Yuzong was taken down with the help of Barrett, and it seems like both teams are playing good so far. I mean, the initiation, the team fight, both have been so good. But that outplay coming from Lunatic Panda with that retribution and heavy spin, it was so good and exciting to see. Yes, and so far we can actually see that now Fate is trying to gank onto the top lane here, and they will try to put some pressure onto Xavier as well. So, Waqar, what are your thoughts about the game so far? I mean, both teams are playing good. They have a good amount of gold. Only 2K difference, but that does matter a lot. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, the Fed team is trying. They're just trying pretty well. Even they seems quite conscious in this game about focusing the objective. As you can see, they already took the top lane's TR1. Even in the meantime, they took the bot lane's TR1 tower, and also Soren is trying to take the bot lane's T1, and he just did. So just have a look at the goal difference between these two teams. 20k goal from the side of Fate and 18k goals from the side of Team Crisis REQUITAL here. So my thought is like, they just started pretty well. Even the objective, the way they're focusing on the objective section, and even the winning the early trades, it seems quite impressive to me. And there's a Yuzhong with a Black Dragon from landed down, trying to get some damage here, and he just trying to get. Oh, look at, there is Wolf again with a secure kill. There's a weakness finder. Is one who is trying to find some weakness there to unlock the crossbow tank, and yes, there is a crossbow tank. Look at the damage of the 1-1, and there is a Death was welcome, but unfortunately the kill is taken and stolen by 1-1. Double kill secured by Soren in this match again, which seems totally impressive, and this time they just managed to own the team fight here. So, Sama, what do you think? I just already gave my opinion. The wave bait start seems quite impressive. So, what's your opinion?
Yes, they seemed pretty good in the initial minutes, but again, how Soren is just completely being so good on that 1-1, but once again, Fate doesn't seem to be in a good position. Very low HP left on the Fate, but the sniper connects here, and oh my god, 3 of the members actually got taken down here from the side of Team Crisis REQUITAL. I think they definitely overextended the situation there. After taking the turtle, they might as well have retreated, but they actually, forced a team fight there, which was completely not in their favor. And with this, we can see the goal lead will be 2k from the side of team, actually 3k from the side of Team Fate here, and they will be taking some towers as well. They're definitely trying to defend it, but the mid lane tower is gone for Team Crisis REQUITAL here.
Yes, it seems like so far the pressure is on to Crisis Requital here, but I believe that they always find a way to come back, especially with that Sicilian. I mean, we saw in the previous match as well, the damage from Sicilian was too good to actually bear for the side of Fate. But this time, I believe Fate will try to end the game as fast as they can, especially if they get the first Lord here. Let's see what's gonna happen. And so far, if we look at the items, we can actually get more idea about what's actually happening. And 1-1 just got wind of nature here, so more benefit for the side of Crisis Equator. 1-1 has been playing so good. I mean, 6 kills already, but only died 3 times. So, yeah, I mean, if 1-1 gets her ultimate, I mean, at the right time and at the right opponent, it can be very, very threatening for the side of Fate. So they have to be very, very careful. I mean, especially in the late game. Once he has that Demon Hunter, that Corrosion Skid, and with that Wind of Nature, he can be a great threat. Oh, here comes Wolf with that melting damage here. Oh my god, and here comes Dawning Light connecting on to 3 members of Crisis. Oh, it seems like Crisis is in trouble this time.
Oh, well, yes, it seems like, but there's a touch in the Lord. Lunatic Panda almost took the half of HP of the Lord here, and also X-Wing here in the same lane, and Yuzhong Roberto is trying to get some vision, but hiding inside the bush, and yes, there is the first Lord secured by the Fate side. Wolf this time, and there is a Black Dragon from Yuzhong, but Swarin this time crossbow tank, he just secured the kill of Dawa, the killing speed running for, the Beatrix is here, seems quite awesome in this game. Sorin with a double kill and also got shut down. Triple kill, oh my goodness. GG gameplay for Sorin, and almost he is running to get a maniac here, but I'm not sure about that. But the way he just played the crossbow tank, the high amount of damage he dealt, and that was quite impressive, and just totally intolerable damage.
The damage is really good from the side of Sorin. And Sama, I would like to ask you, will once again Crisis Brutal will see Crisis Brutal making a comeback this time once again, because they have done that damage. Ooh, that damage coming from Dawning Light, and it seems like Sorin is in huge trouble, but he will be able to survive this time, and it seems like Xavier will be taken down instead. Oh my god, Sama, what is happening here?
I mean, indeed, once they took down the turtle, 3 of the members were dead from the side of Fate, whereas 3 of the members were dead from the side of Team Crisis Requital, as Soren managed to get that triple kill. So it was, I think, balanced, but Fate somehow had the Lord on their side. So one objective and one, point for Team Fate there. But still, there's always a chance of comeback, especially with those heroes like 1-1 and Sicilian. And we could see how, Crisis Requital were able to come back in the game with that Sicilian, but once again Win is completely melted with the damage incoming from Nivers, as well as Nivers' passion here. Dawning Light will be used right away. What and perfect execution of skill coming in from Roberto, taking down, I think, Sicilian right away. Very low HP on Sorin, and she will be able to retreat for now, but they are trying to pressurize the towers here. And oh my god, what was that?
Yeah, that was a huge damage, and look at the damage from the Wolf. And if you have a look in the item section, already a physical penetration combined with Demon Hunter Sword, also a Blade of Despair for Wolf, the number 2 Wolf. And this game, he just completely showing his class, like the 1-1. Like both of these teams, marksmen seems quite well, and the way they're playing is quite impressive, And if we have a look at the 1-1's item section, then we can see, yes, and there is a Wayne Taka Corrosion side, one of the most overpicked core item of 1-1, also a blade of there's a Demon Hunter Sword for 1-1. So literally she's capable to melt down those tanky opponent like Dawadi and even a Lunatic Panda like Demon Hunter. So that is what that item made for, to counter all those tanky opponent and trigger the highest amount of basic attacks. So yes, the kill difference between these two teams is like, as you guys can see, already lead is taken by Fate here. And yes, Roberto with a Black Dragon form, and he will land up here. And there's a Dawning Light. Oh my god, this time Dawati just managed to give a shutdown to the 1-1, and that was essential kill and a crucial moment. And in the meantime, They also secured the Lord here, and definitely it's a 13 minutes Lord, and that means this is a heavy Lord, and there was a Detona's welcome, but unfortunately he just missed it, and like his ultimate has a little bit delay, so it's kinda not easy, but you can't counter the Detona's welcome if you know the trick and how to counter it with flicker or even those blink skill. And Lord is approaching from the mid lane, and let's see, will they manage to take the inhibitor? What do you think, Zain?
Oh, here comes the fight, here comes the Black Dragon form. It seems like REQUITAL is huge trouble right now, and oh my goodness, into that tower, but will Sigalo, but here comes Volvo with that crossbow bang, and he will be dealing a lot of damage, but still somehow they survive. Oh my goodness, that was so close, but this time I believe that Fate will take this game because all the minions are there, and yes, the damage is on to that exit, and oh my goodness, wow, what a quick end to this game. So Fate finally actually realized that they have to end the game as fast as we can. Otherwise, the game can go either ways. So that was a good game, a good, comeback from the side of Fate against REQUITAL in the game number 3 here. So, Sabah, what do you think? And let's talk about the item sections here.
I mean, yes, it was just 14 minutes inside the game, and it was a pretty fast-paced, I would say fast-paced game, because if they actually waited for the late game, obviously Sicilian would have been a big threat like in the previous matches that we witnessed, but they actually pressurized it so much and managed to get the victory under 14 minutes, and they were doing pretty well from the very early game, trying to pressurize their lanes. And also for the item sections, Waqar, would you explain it further?
Well, we're just moving on to the data section here. So if we have a look on the data, then we can see that from the winning side, yes, that is Fate. Obviously, the most team fight participation came from obviously their roamer, and that is Dawadi with his Carmela 84%, and most hero damage dealt by their Menma, the mage, 36% hero damage. That was a hell of a good damage from Menma. So directly I'm just moving on to the losing section here from the CR side, Crisis REQUITAL side here. The most team participation dealt by their 1-1, which is quite surprising to see. And it could be their roamer Hercules, but 92% team participation from 1-1. And in the meantime, the most hero damage dealt by also the same person, that's Sorin with his 1-1 28%. So that was for the third game, and this time Fate just find a way to get the victory, and the competition is on, the contest is on in the land of Dawn. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a fourth game, and we all know it's a BO7 game. So let's see which team will win the fourth game. And so yes, grab your seatbelt, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes later.
But yes, Win is here as well, and I don't know if he's over-exaggerating the situation here, because he should be careful, because he is hyper after all, and he shouldn't be dying in initial minutes, because that will be costly for the team. But on the bottom lane, we can see Sorin getting ganked. Heavy spin, perfect execution of heavy spin, and the kill to Crisis REQUITAL. So yes.
Alright, so we have another fight here, and it seems like guys, and here comes Zero Passion onto all those members of Fate, and it seems like finally Akai will be taken down, and it seems like, finally tank crossbow was taken out, and 2, 3, triple kill from the side of the down, and it seems like, finally tank crossbow was taken out, and 2, 3, triple kill from the side of the but finally that snipe from Wolf will take down 1-1. Wow.
3 kills in a row for Sorin here.
Yes, the circling eagle was used as well, but there was no follow-up. Therefore, Zain.
REQUITAL will take it, but Fate with that beautiful heavy spin and taking with the down turtle with that retribution. It seems like Black Dragon Form will take down Steelian this time, and Barrett's here on to Juzong. Yeah, yes, Juzong will be taken down. I was not able to see who that actually was, so I was
also Soren is trying to take the bot lane's T1 and he just did. So let's have a look at the goal difference between these two teams. 20k goal from the side of Fate and 18k goals from the side of Team Crisis REQUITAL here. So my thought is like, Black Dragon from landed down, trying to get some damage here, and he just trying to get. Oh, look at, there is Wolf again with a secure kill. There's a weakness finder. Is one who is trying to find some weakness to unlock the crossbow tank, and yes, there is a crossbow tank. Look at the damage of the 1-1, and there is a Death was welcome. But what's your opinion?
Yes, I mean, they seemed pretty good in the initial minutes, but again, you know how Soren is just completely being so good on that 1-1, but once again, Fate doesn't seem to be in a good position. Very low HP left on the Fate, but the sniper connects here.
With that Wind of Nature, she can be a great threat. Oh, here comes Wolf with that melting damage here. Oh my god, and here comes Dawning Light connecting on to 3 members of Crisis. Oh, it seems like Crisis is in trouble this time.
Oh well, yes, it seems like, but there is a toss as there is a first slot secured by the Fate side. Wolf this time, and there is a Black Dragon from Yuzhong, but Soren this time crossbow tank. He just secured the kill of Dawa. The killing speed running for the Batrix is here, seems quite awesome in this game. Soren with a double kill and also got shut down, triple kill.
Once again, Crisis REQUITAL will see Crisis REQUITAL making a comeback this time once again, because they have got that damage. Ooh, that damage coming from Dawning Light, and it seems like Soren is in huge trouble, but he...
Hey everyone, welcome back. I know you all have been waiting. We are back right away with the game number 4. We know that the score is 1-2. Finally, Fate somehow found the breakthrough that they were looking for, and they came back in the game number 3. They want to look for this win as well. They want to equalize the score, but Crisis REQUITAL, they might be searching for that match point in their favor. So we'll witness that in the next 20 minutes as we will jump right into the bans. And to break down these bans, we are joined by none other than Waqar.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, there's a 4-game running between these two teams, and usually the usual ban, nothing fancy here. Leslie and Akaja from the side of Crisis REQUITAL here, and yes, the regular ban, Scaredyet, that is Masha. Like, Fate is too conscious of banning Masha even as a weakness, that outstanding gameplay, Masha gameplay from Wizard, and they just love to put always Masha in the ban section. Even the same thing goes for the Crisis REQUITAL too, as they witness a couple of good games from Wolf and how he good with Leslie is. So they just love to ban Leslie here. And also in the meantime, they ban Estes, and there is the Atlas ban, third phase of ban from the side of it. So what you're gonna say? I'd like to hear a few sentences about this Leslie and Masha ban. Just say something about these two ban. It's a quite regular ban match, like Fate versus CR.
Zain, yesterday he just described us the numbers, saying that Leslie was the most picked and banned hero in Mythic 2 and above. So that the reason for that is that amazing true damage, it counters all the tanky lineups. We've been discussing about that quite a lot. So I believe almost all the members in the audience, they might know about this. That Leslie's true damage is absolutely insane, especially when she builds that Blade of Despair. In the meantime, there's Masha. We know that she can literally one-shot a mage or a marksman into that backline with just her thunderclap, that too in the mid and late game. So, of course, banning those two powerhouses out leaves the room open for a lot of other heroes.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point that you explained, that it makes room to open a couple of heroes, and with that you can go for a couple of meta heroes like Murtis or even Leomord, like Akai, even Barat. Though it's banned from the side of Crisis REQUITAL here, and as we can see, X-Wing just picked up in this match Akai as a jungler with Retribution, and Hercules this time with a Digi, and I'm not quite sure will he go for a mage build or even the sustainable build. Like Digi is a support, but not good to sustain damages. So I'm not pretty sure, but if you can play with those magic damage build, then it's quite fine. And here from the side of Faye, Dawadi again with a dangerous Carmela, and we all know how bad she is. Like in the late game to mid game, the ultimate is it makes you slow, like it feels like you're having some kind of issues or whatever it is. So Carmela is quite dangerous after the revamp of her ultimate. So it's a very good pick, and we know how good Dawadi is with every single roamer or even support. Lunatic Panda this time made his appearance in the fourth game with jungling Fedrin, and yes, it's definitely a very good and a wise pick from their side. Again, there is a Sicilian pick from the side of Crisis Requital, and what do you think? This is a fourth Sicilian pick in a row from the side of CR. Scaredyet.
I mean, they clearly have the priority over that maze. They know that they can play along that. Plus, we know that the later the game goes, the stronger Sicilian gets. So they're comfortable with that specific mage. So that's the reason why they're continuously picking that.
Oh yes, definitely. That what you were just saying, and they're just too comfortable. Even they just want to secure the late game here. So it's good if you go with Sicilian, and in the other side, Fate didn't show any interest to ban the Sicilian, or even they just felt whatever it is, we can't counter Sicilian. So yes, from the side of Crisis Requital, the fourth place of ban as a ban here, Eve, which is also a very good ban. The real manipulation does stack-based Void Blast damage. The Void Crystal is capable to make you slow down with a proper item like Ice Queen 1, Genius 1, Ice Queen 1, Glowing 1, the burning damage effect. So yes, usually a very good ban. And from the side of Fate here, the ban at Darroth, because they didn't pick any side laner yet. So probably they went for a Jarrod ban, which is a very good ban. And the last place of ban from the Crisis Requital side, they banned Xavier. And they also know how good Menma is with every single mage. And even the last game, we witnessed a very good Xavier gameplay from Menma side. And this time, that Roberto is trying to give a ban. So, yeah, a Marksman ban, which is a retail, which is quite often, which is good to ban. Like, they didn't pick any Marksman yet. Already Leslie ban. Beatrix already picked by their side. So it's a good ban, I think. Well, so from the side of Crisis Requital, Wizard is trying to give a ban here. And let's see. No, actually, it's a picking. So Esmeralda showed up from Wizard, and he's locked it on Menma this time with a Lilia. So yes, we're about to witness a play from Menma here, and he got a good hand with his little mage and the early damage dealer, and we all know how good he will be with the Lilia. And the early couple of minutes, if you are done making ready a Norman, then Lilia is a complete threat for you.
Absolutely. I'm extremely sorry for that. I'm back again now, and thank you so much, Waqar, for covering up the entire draft. But looking at the current situation, Menma on the Lilia, we know that he's very comfortable with that. He likes the Xavier as well, but Xavier and Eve, both of them were banned out. So I believe the next best choice definitely goes in terms of that Lilia. Against the Sicilian, I feel like she's got an amazing advantage, especially towards that early and mid game, because of those shadow energy bombs and those continuous slows. Because once he makes the Ice Queen one, he'll be able to slow down the Sicilian even though he'd be in his Bat's Feast form. So that's one thing I feel like that he might have an edge over Ace, especially in that early to mid game. But for the late game, we'll have to see, since those Bat impact, they hit extremely hard.
Yes, definitely. And this time I'm not quite sure, but Sorin, will he lock the 1-1 here? But it's a matter of time because 5 seconds remaining. And yes, he just locked a 1-1 here. And the last game witnessed a very good gameplay from his 1-1. And yes, let's see, will he manage to play the same like he did in the third game and as a fourth game? And only the score is 2 win for CR and 1 win for Fate. And the bans and picking has been done here in the drafting section has been done. So we will directly move into the game. Yes, so let's see which team has the last laugh between these two giant team, the two good team, the 5 roster from each team. They are the most talented players. Each of the side, they got the talent here. Even they're just very good and they're just conscious what they're doing in the battlefield. So yes, so in the live action to the in-game live scenario, well described by my caster, Scaredyet is here. So directly, I'm just moving on to Scaredyet.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And now we are in the land of dawn, everyone. Again, Fate taking on Crisis REQUITAL. This is going to be the match number 4 between these two teams. Fate looking to equalize the series, while Crisis REQUITAL looking to get in their match point. We'll have to see what happens in this game. And at this specific point, early game advantage is clearly in favor of Fate. Since they've got a Beatrix, they've got a Carmilla, even Predrin is pretty strong once he hits that level 4. And of course, we all know that Lilia with that amazing burst damage and Yuzhong with the Black Dragon form. So they've got the heroes that are pretty much based on their ultimate. You can say the Yuzhong, he heavily depends on the ultimate. Lilia, yes, of course, she does not. Skill 2 is the one that's most important. But then again, Predrin is also a hero that relies on his ultimate for that amazing burst damage. Meanwhile, looking at the side of Crisis REQUITAL, they've got the Hurricane Dance from a guy.
They got...
Yes, please go on.
Yes, yeah, from the side of REQUITAL, they got the Sicilian here, which is also late game core that we all need in the late game, that every single bat impact is capable to deal high amount of damage. And yes, there is a pause going on. The pause is unpaused. The game is started, and Dawadi is just trying to get some farm for his marksman here. That is Beatrix, and we witness a very good gameplay and the Beatrix gameplay from Ulf here. So both of these roamer, Digi, Hercules, and Dawadi is trying to get some farm both of these marksmen because they know that the rest of the job will get done by their marksman. By the marksman, so it's better to make them a little bit firmed here. But the Diggy's, ticking time bomb, the Scaredyet is too annoying. Is already Wolf is done with a half of HP. Is already, they already cut off his for 70% HP, and that Diggy just forcefully make him to recall. And there's a benefit that Ryan will get some minions, and he will try to go for the level 4 as early as she can. So that is the advantage when you have DK. Like, the ticking time bomb is quite annoying.
Agreed, and it deals quite a ton of damage too. But for now, Hurricane Dance will be able to pin down Frederick, and he will be the first one to fall. 1-1 with that pick-off. A much needed pick-off, that too in the early game. If in case 1-1 manages to snowball, gets the corrosion side within 2.5 minutes, and then, forward it as well as get the Demon Hunter sword, then it's going to become very difficult for the side of Fate to sustain that damage, because we can see Ace, he wants to go in forward, flickers forward to secure the pick-off.
Well, what was that? And that was a perfect aim. Like, it maybe seems like playing Sicilian is quite easy, but aiming those bad impact, it's quite hard, that I would say. And there's a fight in the turtle end, but the first turtle is secured by X-Wing here, and Hercules he's out of HP, but will he stay? But no, he just fell that right, and that's got out from it. And Sicilian is again with another kill, double kill secured by Ace here on the early strat, and they just keep winning the early trades. The early trades is nicely secured by the Crisis REQUITAL here, and the Sorian in the meantime secured his Corrosion side, one of the most core item, up 1-1. So they started pretty well. There are 3 kills in a row, and still there's a 0 kill running for the Fate side.
Absolutely, things are a little troublesome. They're in the goal deficit. It's already a 1k goal lead in favor of Crisis REQUITAL, and they would want to snowball it. They do have a late game composition. They've got an Esmeralda. They've got a 1-1. They've got a Sicilian. So almost all these lanes should be a losing lane for them, but for now their rotation seems to be pretty on point. But we'll have to see. We know that Fate they played really really well in the game number 3, so maybe they would want to transition it into this game somehow. It is possible that they might get on their footings in that late game. Waiting for the black shoes from Menba. He goes in for it, but still he might be targeted as the reverse time is already there. But he will fall by the hands of Akai. Yuzhong jumping from the backline. Black Dragon form wants to target 1-1. He will try and take him down, but that's the crossbow of Tank at the perfect time. And it's gonna be another pickoff. He won't be able to do anything. That's such a beautiful play from Crisis Requital.
Well, definitely. And again, the 5 kill in a row, and still the Fate side is running out of kill here. 0 still in the scoreboard here, and 12k gold from the side of Crisis Requital, and 10k gold from from the side of wait a second. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on, but there is there is a surrender from the side of Fate here. Well, we're not sure what's going on, but as we can see from the winning.
It's possibly because of a technical issue. I feel like that is the reason. We might head into a restart of this game. We'll probably have the same draft. So guys, make sure to stay tuned as we'll be right back with the update for you.
Well, welcome everyone. We are finally here in the land of Dawn annual ACE Invitational Tournament AAIT presented by Mobile Legend Bang Bang. And yes, obviously it's a fifth game CR versus the Fate. The last game is won by CR, so definitely it's a do or die game for Fate. So if they want to continue if they want to continue and take the crown, and if they want to take the victory, then they must have to win this game as any cost. So yes, from Custard Desk, I'm here, Waqar, Mehmood, and Scaredyet is here to rock you guys up. So I'm just directly moving on the bans and picking section, and that will be described by Scaredyet.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Walker. And yes, we are again back, and this is going to be the match number 5, guys. Yes, and the score is 3-1. Crisis REQUITAL leading with 3. Fate with just 1. They need to win this one in order to force a game number 6 as well as a game number 7. I know everyone out there, we're just waiting for the full best of 7 series, but for now we're just going to discuss the draft, Walker. As you said, the bans Kaja, Barats as well as Estes. I'm expecting a Carmilla or maybe a Sicilian as a respect ban.
Yes, obviously, and no need to forget that there is a Leslie at the side of every time we see whenever CR's bands come, they love to put Leslie in the band section, and because we all know how good Leslie is in the late game, even a perfect late game core, and obviously the number 2 from the press side, he is like too good with Leslie in the late game, as we witnessed a couple of good games. As he played Leslie. So yes, from the side of Fate, as usual, the regular ban Masha, whenever they plays against CR, they always love to put Masha in the ban section, because Wizard, as they got a couple of games from Wizard, played a very nice the Masha gameplay, because we all know the Thunderclap is all enough, to target the back laner, even the main damage dealer. Though Masha is in this recent meta, Masha is quite good to play with a tanky role, but still, as you said earlier, like in the last game, like one Thunderclap is all enough to target the back lane. So yes, it's a good ban from my side, and even they're just they don't want to face the Masha, the Wizards of Masha, obviously.
Absolutely, and now, as you mentioned, Leslie has also been taken away. Crisis REQUITAL coming up with the Leslie ban out. Fate. They've got quite a lot of choices open. They've got so many heroes that they could potentially ban out. Maybe a Leo mode, maybe a Martis. Looking for the jungle, maybe they can take away the Akai or a Baraz, because we have seen such a tanky composition. A Fredrin is also up. So it totally depends on what type of ban they are going to go with. What? All my guesses, I'm just going to take him and throw him out the window. That's going to be a farce as a ban from the side of Fate.
Well, yes, it's quite unusual to say a ban here, but this time I'm just directly moving on to the Crisis REQUITAL section. Soarin in this time, he got a Beatrix here, and we also know how he good with every single marksman. Even we witnessed many games he played Beatrix and got MVP from their side here. So now it's time for pick to the Fate side, and it will be a double pick. Wolf and Lunatic Panda, and Lunatic Panda this time picked a Panda, and that is obviously a Kai with Retribution, and also Dawadi this time picked a Digi here, which is a very good counter of the CC tanks, even those CC roamers. Even actually the time journey were completely fine. A completely anti-CC skill gives immune to your team from any kind of CC. So yeah, it's better to secure, but it's whenever it's about Digi, like you can't sustain that much damage, but the benefit you will get from the ultimate, that is the anti-CC skill. Even the time journey, the ticking time bomb is quite annoying. If you go with the mage build, then definitely those damages totally intolerable.
Agreed, but I personally think that they might have shown their cards way too early, since they've already picked up a Diggy as well as the Akai. I feel like Esmeralda would be a much better choice for the side of Crisis REQUITAL, because she'll be able to steal all of those shield, and they can even ban out the Dairoth in the upcoming bans. So they might have the winning lane in that specific side, but for now, Menwa is going to secure the Xavier.
Well, yes, definitely. It's a very good pick from the Menma side. Oh my god, that was a fan. Oh, what was that, Scaredyet?
I mean, Wait, is anyone hearing me? Fate!
I hope
You got
so.
pretty
Yeah.
sharp
Someone is
ears.
hearing you. Someone is hearing you, obviously. Uh,
But yeah, Esmeralda being banned out, it clearly shows that there's a possibility of even a phobia since it is open, and we know Beatrix also has a dash along with Fridrin. They might. They also have a pick. They also picked up an Akai as well as a Digi that gives additional two dashes. So Fate might lock in the phobias for the EXP lane, but that would mean they'll have dominating magic damage, which would be comparatively easy to itemize against.
well, yeah, definitely. But now it's time for the Fate side to ban the last ban, the fifth phase of ban from the side here. So Roberto is planning to ban you. So from the from the CR side, they didn't pick any roamer here. So definitely they could go for a ban. Like okay, so yes, that is a roamer, obviously. Matilda just banned Matilda here, so the last ban will come from the CR side, and definitely there's a Erithal, which is a very good ban. Like in the late game, this Erithal could be very dangerous. Those heavy crossbow is capable to deal high amount of critical damage with also with physical lifesteal. So yeah, just put him in the ban section here. So yes, now this time we're about to witness a different level marksman, and that is Brody here. It seems quite we didn't witness any Brody gameplay. I guess we witnessed, but I can't recall at this moment. But yeah, we are about to see something different from this time. So I'm just quite excited to see the gameplay, the Brody gameplay from Oof, and yeah, let's see what happened.
Right, and I mean Brody for the early to mid game is pretty good, and they've also got the Digi along with the Akai. So the early game I would say is very good in overall scenario. Now, if in case they want, they can pick up a Dairoth or maybe a Sams for the EXP lane. Lapu Lapu might also do the trick, so that might complete their draft entirely. And Diggy along with Brody is such an amazing combination in that goal lane, and they can literally dominate anyone.
Yeah, obviously, but here the X-Wing just picked up a Uranus here, so I'm pretty sure that he will swap with a Wizard here. With Fredrin will definitely go the jungler if I'm not wrong, but let's see, are we able to see a swap or he will stuck with the Uranus with Retribution? I'm not pretty sure here, but this time Roberto showed up at the Exorcist skin, Yuzhong, and with Petrify. Well, my guess is right. So here's a swap from the Crisis REQUITAL side, and definitely X-Wing will do the jungling here with Retribution Fedrin. So yes, this time the drafting went pretty well for the for the Fate side. They got a Diki here. Even the jungler are kind of one of the most overrated jungler according to this current meta lineup. Even they got a Brody here, as you say, the combination Brody with Diki in the golden will be too much dominating. So yes, let's see which team has the last lap. And one thing that I would like to remind you guys, it's a Georgia game for them because already three win in a row for Crisis REQUITAL, and if they manage to win this game, then it will be all over. And let's see how they will manage to capitalize, and will they manage to get a win here and make it more competitive. And so in-game live action, I'm just moving on to the Scaredyet. So in-game live scenario well discussed, shared by Scaredyet.
Thank you so much for that. And yes, just as you said, Waqar, we are in the land of dawn. It's going to be Crisis REQUITAL on the blue, taking on Fate on the red. It is championship point in their favor. Let's see who gets the win. And just as we were talking about Diggy along with the Brody, gonna go into that goal lane. We'll try and get him the early advantage as quickly as possible because they would want this Brody to snowball. Since the late game Brody, he falls off quite a lot. So of course they would want that early power spike to be utilized properly. And Dawadi also running with that mage emblem, making sure that he will deal a little bit more damage, especially with the Impure Rage.
Yeah, definitely. As I also said, I also told you, like, if you are good enough with, we used to with the magic, like the magic emblem, then the magic worship, or even the Impure Rage, then it's completely fine for you. Like especially the Impure Rage works fine with that, and there's invade in the Fate's red buff, and here just X-Wing seeking the buff. But I'm having very bad feeling about that he will get killed. And yes, there is a first blood secured by the Fate side, and that was early blow, the early fatal blow from the Fate side, and it was a very good start for them.
I would say that yes, that pickoff was a pretty good trade, but still, as a very good start, I would say it still went in favor of Crisis Requital, since you can clearly see Akai is still level 3, is not level 4. Meanwhile, Vin already has the Appraiser's Wrath and is not going to let Panda steal anything. There we go. There's the knock-up taunt. He seems to be in trouble. Will run away from the scenario. Retribution will be up for Win pretty early, so he will have a chance at this turtle. And still Lunatic Panda working for his level 4. Gonna get it after he picks off the gargoyle. Both the teams are there. Situation seems to be troublesome, Waqar.
Well, yes, but the turtle is nicely secured by here. The X-Wing is, oh my god, Soren is out of HP. Oh my goodness, there was a perfect aim of the Daunting Light, and he managed to take out, the Soren. The early trade was completely fine and going to the favor of the Fate side, though they didn't manage to take the turtle. But yes, it's still worthy. They just secured the 2 kills in a row. So yeah, you could say like they're maybe they're a little behind, but but now they're just taking the lead from the goal. Maybe it's a slightly difference between the goal between these two teams, like 200 goal, but still they just on the early trade here. So it seems quite fine from the Fate side.
I honestly expected Wolf to get more out of that trade, because I wanted to see at least a bottom or a mid-tier gold tower chunk down to low HP. Meanwhile, the reverse time will be there along with the Holy Baptism by Rafaela. So Wolf will not be able to pick off Soren this time. Still, the rotation is there. Fredrin want to jump in as well. Where is the taunt? There comes in the Hurricane Dance. Lunatic Panda making sure to shut him down.
Oh my god.
Going to be Lunatic Panda taking down the Appraiser's Wrath. That is exactly what we've been talking about. Time Journey used up. Xavier will try to survive, but only for so long as Sicilian's Bat's impact deals the damage.
Well, oh my goodness. You might notice that, Scaredyet the damage of Appraiser's Wrath, and he just dealt and performed to, Brody, and Brody just take 80% of HP consumed by that one single ultimate. It's not like this Fedrin is making, the damage build. Usually he will go for the defense build with a defense mechanism, but still the damage that we just saw in this early game, just 4 minutes running in this game, and the Appraiser's Wrath damage was almost, it's totally broken. As I just saw in my own eyes, like Brody was full with HP and just down to 20% HP and forced him to recall. And, what was that damage? And that was a hell of a good damage,
It's just how the kit of Redrin works. The lower his HP gets, the more the damage he will deal with the Appraiser's Wrath. If he's gonna cast it as quickly as he sees an enemy and his HP is full, then it's not going to be as effective as it is on that low HP. Lunatic Panda tried to steal away the turtle. He will use the heavy spins to just run out of the situation and disengage. A decent disengage in my opinion. It was actually a nice try, but for now, goal lead is turning. It is shifting towards the side of Crisis Requital, and we know that Ace literally aces on the Sicilian, so he is building up his stacks too.
Yes, definitely. That is what every Sicilian player does, like keep maintaining their stacks, because whenever it's about those stack-based damages, then you have to conscious more of focusing on your stack. And there's a time journey performed by Diggy here, cast it out, burn it out, but look at the damage of X-Wing and the Sovereign just deal half of the job. Still the rest of the job get done by X-Wing here. Like the most damage came from, maybe that came from Soren, but the kill is nicely and safely secured by X-Wing here. But we'll probably see a team fight here, and there is a use of second skill of the Sicilian, and yes, they're just keep winning the early trades as we can see here. So the goal difference between these two teams is now a little bit higher. Like the whole Christ Requital, they managed to get us a 17k gold, and in the other hand, the 15k gold from the side of Fate. And the early couple of minutes, they managed to take the lead, but right now, just falling a little bit behind. So let's have a look in the item slot, and that will be described by Scaredyet.
Yes, Scaredyet, thank you.
Just
You just made me a Kentucky Fried Chicken's dish right now. Just like how Diggy became the tastiest food for Uranus as he was able to pick him up. That's gonna be a 3-man CC immobilization. Appraiser's Wrath. Where is it? Where is it? Not yet connecting, but Uranus into the back line, doing exactly what needs to be done. Appraisers that did connect. That is a 1-for-2 trade in favor of Crisis REQUITAL. And yes, Waqar, you can laugh as much as you want. It's absolutely all right.
That was hilarious, man. Even the way that you twisted to your casting that, and that was too aesthetic to see. And that was, just make it more funny. Oh my god, goodness. Continue, bro.
I know, right? But wait, what is Wizard doing? He survived every single skill, every single burst. Even Menma's Dawning Light was not able to take him down. He just used up the consecration and his HP was back to what it was since the beginning of that fight. That is the power of Uranus, and that is how he snowballs if in case he's not shut down in the early game, which did not happen, and now Fate are in deep trouble.
Yeah, obviously now they're just in deep trouble here, and already 6 kills in a row from the Crisis REQUITAL side, and even they're also focusing on the objective, like they took the bot and top lanes TR1 tower, and even there is no objective focus yet from the Fate side. They didn't manage to take any early towers. So yes, the favor is going to the side of Crisis REQUITAL here. The goal difference is much high from the side of CR. Even the kill difference, that they're taking the lead from the killing side, and they keep winning the team fights. So let's see. But you know what? The picking they have, like the Fate side, they will have a chance if they manage to utilize their proper picks and their lineup. There will be a chance for them. And in the meantime, Sorin just secured the mid lane's TR1. Oh my goodness! What was that?
That's the Sniper King. Just name him the Sniper King already. What a massive shot, Sorin. He's not missing those Rena ultimates. Even in the bottom side, when X-Win secured that pick off on Diggy, Sorin was the one who dealt the maximum damage, and now he has enough damage to pick a Diggy off who was down to 30% of his HP. And he's also taking the bottom tier 2. This clearly shows how fat he is at this point. Already has the BOD. I want to see what are the other items that he's made, but we'll see that in the next few minutes, as this time another fight is breaking out, Waqar.
Well, yes, definitely. And Wizard is trying to do his job here. Oh my goodness, look at the broken damage of Sorin, the Beatrix. Oh my god, in this game. He seems like, overfarm. There is something called overfarm. Whenever you get overfarm, then the counter, the upper counter, it won't work that way. So I would like to see the item slot, because I'm just eagerly waiting to see both of these marksman item here. So let's have a look on the item slot, then we can see and describe the item between these two marksmen here. But there's a fight going on. X-Win managed to secure another kill. Oh no, actually he didn't secretly kill. He just secured the Lord here, and the first Lord goes to the side of Crisis REQUITAL. And yes, every single Lord is a Lord, so they might find a way to get benefit from this Lord.
Right, absolutely. I mean, in the best case scenario, they get all 3 inhibitors, maybe chunk down the crystal to half his HP. And in the worst case scenario, they can't get anything out of this, which seems to be very unlikely since they've got the farm lead, they've got all 5 members jumping in on time. Hercules also just finished the dominance ice. He will be taking a ton of damage from Diggy's alarm bombs though, since Diggy already has the mage emblem and is probably going in with the mage build. Plus, he might have his stacks up already. When securing the anti-curious, he's gonna make sure that Wolf does not hurt him as much as... What was that? Deleting Dawa instantly. He could not even use the time journey.
Well, yeah, he just completely eliminated the Audi with his Appraisal's Wrath. And in the meantime, they're just trying to focus on the mid lane, and Sorin with his sniper just keep putting pressure and just keep pressurizing on the mid lane. And here there's a black lane from Roberto will land down, and will we manage to deal few damage here? And yes, he just landed down, and there's a fight going, a totally chaotic situation running on in the land of Dawn in the bot lane, and there's a bad fist from Sicilian here, and also the turnabout memory, and finally managed to take Sicilian down, and he just dead. And that you know what, that was a much needed kill for them. The more they will get killed, the more will get firm. So it's completely essential for them. And in the meantime, there is a divine glaive secured by Asia. That means she will get some magic penetration that will work fine against those tanky composition, the tanky lineup. Those tanky defense will not work whenever you have a divine glaive in a row in your item slot. So yeah, everything is running pretty well in the Land of Dawn. And I'm just being optimistic for Fate side. And if the proper manage to utilize their weapon, the picking they have, then there will be a chance, or there will be a way to figure out and get through of this mighty CR.
Right, they do have a chance, and finally the item slot that we've been waiting for since so long is up. Blade of Despair along with the Malefic Road, two common items for both the marksmen, but Wind of Nature has already been secured by Beatrix and is probably working towards the Hunter Strike or maybe the Blade of Heptasis, either one of those items. Meanwhile, Brody, there's no clear-cut idea what he wants to make, but it's probably an Athena shield just to tank some of the damage that might come in from Ace, because his late game is absolutely insane. Menma has got his core items, is making the Lightning Truncheon for now, but look at the HP of Wind falling down so low. Where's the Appraiser's Wrath? Not yet available. He has that, but that's an amazing 4-man CC. Look at the Yuzhong jumping in as well. They're going to take Sicilian down. The problem person is out of the picture. Brody wants to go in for more. And he will get more out of that double for Wolf. They're finally coming back in this match. Wizard, he's playing very aggressive. He needs to jump back a little bit. Says no. He wants to go in for more. He might be able to take Menma down, but he'll finally retreat. He will respect the damage from Wolf.
Well, yeah,
but
oh right? My goodness.
This fight does not stop, Waqar. This fight is not stopping.
Yeah, there's both of this team are just quite desperate to take each other apart, and that is what they are doing right now. Even you know what, that is what I was expecting from the Fate side, and they will manage to create some momentum and build some momentum and try to make a little bit competitive, and that is what they're trying right now. They just crash and claw and here in this position, and look at the bad impact of Sicilian. It's not actually we can call it late game according to the Mobile Legend, because it's 40 minutes running, and in the meantime X-Win again secured the Lord here, and this time it's a 40 minutes Lord, and you know what it means. I Scaredyet. So yeah, definitely. So the thing I was saying, that they're just literally scratching and the scratches and claws and trying to make it win no matter what. It's a do or die game for Fate. So I'm being optimistic and being positive for them, and they will find a way, or they will make a chance for them to take it out from Crisis Requital.
Absolutely, they need to somehow break this deadlock that they're in. Lord marching towards that bottom. The inhibitor is definitely falling, but we need to see how well they'll be able to defend the remaining two inhibitors.
Oh no, my God!
Now Wizard is clearing that's pretty good Dawning Light, I would say. An early one, so he'll get it back as soon as the second wave crashes. But the damage from Ace getting Yuzhong down to such a low HP. Defensive heavy space used up already. Roberto would have to go back yet again. Soaring will be healed back up thanks to the Rafaela. They'll be able to clear the wave right into the bases and are going to take all the three inhibs.
Well, yes, and there's an Oracle for Roberto, and there's a Dawning Light. We witnessed a couple of wonderful Dawning Light from Menma, and we witnessed he just dealt a high amount of damage. Even look at the Uranus keep just poking the opponent, and Uranus just know that I'm just a walking fountain here. You can kill me like. No matter how much you just try to hit me, I'll get regained by myself. The ability that I have, even like the passive of Uranus, he just keep getting healed. He just keep moving and get killed by himself. Yes. So in the meantime, as you guys can see, the Fate side already lost 3 inhibitor towers, and on the Nexus is open. So You know what it means, Scaredyet? That means this couple of no tons of super minions will keep coming, and those HP of the super minions, that is quite a, and they will be in a little bit troublesome because of them, because no inhibitor tower means Nexus is fully open and super minions will keep coming in a row.
That is absolutely correct. There's one point, one reference that I would just want to make. Morocco's goalkeeper has not lost even a single shot. He's saved each and every goal. Just like how Crisis Requital have not lost even a single tower in this match. It's literally 0 to 9, the tower difference. And it's going to be a massive blow for Fate at this specific point because Mega Minions are going to come in from each and every wave. So they need one person to continuously monitor that, to continuously check that out, since Wizard is the one who's doing the job for Crisis Requital, clearing all those side lanes, making sure that their waves is always crashing towards Fate, making sure that the pressure is always there on their head for a backstab.
Oh my goodness, here Lunatic Panda is just trying to escape, just uses heavy spin to escape from the scenario, and again there's a touch on the Lord, and I guess this time with zero competition, without any contest, they might take the Lord, and I guess they will, and there is Hunter Strike secured by Yuzhong in the mentioned Roberto, and here just Sicilian uses Batfest to zone them out, and even in the same time X-Wing secured I guess it's third Lord Scaredyet, right? If I'm not wrong.
Absolutely correct. This is the third Lord. First one was pretty decently defended, but all the inhibitors were chunked down to half HP. Second Lord, take down all the inhibitors. This is a third. By the way we are going, it is probable that this time the crystal will be out, but that's a dawning light connecting on Soren. He would want to jump in with an Nibiru's passion. He connects it onto Wolf. He's already half HP, but Yuzhong does a great job of zoning everyone out, and that's going to be crystal chunked down to half HP. They're targeting it. The Lord is half HP. Still Yuzhong falls, and that is a trade in favor of Crisis Requital, and they will get the game number 5 in their pockets, winning 4th match, and they have won the championship with this.
Oh my goodness, GG Crisis Requital for bringing the crown to the home, and that is what they just bail for. Congratulations, Crisis Requital, for seeking the victory against the one of the best Nepali team, and that is obviously the Nepali top team. This is Fate. You know what, Scaredyet? I'm just speechless, and it was a hell of a good tournament. Even the way they just secured the victory and the gameplay was totally insane from the side of Crisis Requital.
Absolutely, and not just them, all the other teams, the ones that even left us early, they clearly showed that there's a reason why they were in this tournament, because they showed the level that they are in. So they've done all of their parts, and they've all played such an amazing game, including this one wherein the MVP goes to Hercules 9.6. Definitely the Spartan King that you want, but seriously, Wolf's damage in that late game, it was insane. I am going to take back what I said that Brody falls off in the late game. He does actually, according to the stats, but still the Demon Hunter Sword, Malefic Roar, as well as the BOD, he did a pretty decent job at that. Dawadi on the Mage build, he was dealing a ton of damage to Hercules, but still I believe it was not enough, and they could not tank and they could not sustain the damage, the burst that was coming in from Crisis Requital. And I would say that it is because of those itemizations. The dominant size is only in the hands of Roberto. If he falls, then there's no one to stop the healing of Hercules. And that is probably one of the major reasons why Fate were not able to get on top in this match, because as soon as Roberto fell, Hercules, he was just able to help his teammates heal back up. So that is one of the major things that happened in this game. Now let's just jump into the data. Waqar, you're going to describe it for the audience.
Well, yes, before moving into the data section here, just once again that I want to congratulate the whole Crisis Requital team for bringing it home here. And yes, so from the winning side, so as you guys can see, the most team fight participation provided by. We were all hoping maybe it came from Hercules, but no, it came from X-Win, who was the jungler from the Crisis Requittal side at 92% team fight participation. And in second position, Hercules was in the second position, 85% team fight participation. And if we talk about the hero damage, the most hero damage dealt by obviously, and that is a Sorin, who was the marksman, the Beatrix, the golden boy from the side of Crisis Requittal, and that is 31% of hero damage. So directly I'm just moving on to the Fate side, and they just played very well. And again, there's 100% team fight participation by the the dominating mage from the Fate side, and that is Menma. Just team fight participation was 100%. Whoa, my God, that is 100%. Whoa, that's huge, And the hero damage, the most hero damage dealt by also the same person, that is the dominating mage from the whole Nepali team, Fate's team, that is Menma, 32% hero damage, and that was completely insane from the losing side. So yes, guys, well, that's all for the tournament, and I would like to tell you guys, and I would like to thank a few more people, like those who work behind the screen, like the streamers, even the management team, the referees. You guys were totally outstanding in this game. Even it was a very good tournament. The casters I work with, especially, like I would like to call you Scaredyet, or I'll tell you real name. You better say that, Scaredyet.
Okay, if in case you all managed to understand it, it's Sahisnu.
Yes, thank you so much.
Shanu, Sahisnu.
And yes, that is our Sahisnu, who was a caster in this tournament. Also, with Sama was there, Zain was there, the whole management team, those streamers, those who work behind, even the whole management team. I would like to thank you guys again and again for arranging this kind of good tournament. I would like to I would like to give thanks to Mobile Legend, Bang Bang. Even do you want to say anything, Scaredyet? Just give some speech to us and to the audience.
It was an amazing journey. I was here for a short while, but still it was such an amazing journey. All the teams were top notch. They all played extremely well. I really want to thank them as well. You just did on my behalf too, but I wanted to do that myself. Thank you all the participants. Thank you all the audience out here who supported us, and thank you the whole management for making this a possibility. And yes, the casters and everyone, streamers, everyone is included in the management. They all did an excellent and a fabulous job at that. Now I would like to request you all one more time, make sure to hit that like button, click on the follow button if you're watching on Facebook, hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, click on the bell notification so that you do not miss any upcoming video. The first position will go to Crisis Requittal. They're going to get the trophy. The second position is going to go to Fate. They played excellent. And the third one will be going to Wayne's Dynasty. Top 3 teams of our tournament, but all of them are almost equal. But still, there's obviously something that comes out of the ordinary, and that is the reason why we have the first, second, and third places. So we all did an excellent job. You all did an excellent job. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us for the one last time tonight. But of course, this is not the final one. We will see you guys with the next tournament. So make sure to stay tuned. Thank you.
Yes, obviously, whatever you said, that is completely right. And once again, before going, I'd like to thank you each and every one. Like lots of people that you guys watch from from Facebook or even YouTube, like people from Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Bhutan. Those who are watched, thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Even in this final is running on, and that is all over, and the victory goes to Crisis Requittal. So thank you so much. We'll be back with more tournaments in the future. So till then, take care and good night.